Aren't wrong. No, don't worry. No one's gone around sneaking in the night, changing your clocks to 20 minutes difference. No, don't worry, we are running slightly behind today, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't been snoozing, I promise. Technical issues, do you know what it's like? Technical issues. I can't even tell you exactly what those technical issues are. It's all just, I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest. I've been sat here, I've already had my chicken sandwich, chicken and stuffing sandwich, gone. Halfway through a well-known take a break chocolate bar, and halfway through my coffee as well, because I'll be honest, for the last sort of 45 minutes I've just been sat here chatting to a wonderful guest designer. I'm absolutely over the moon with joy to be back with this wonderful lady today. I am joined by the stunning Liz Welch.
Hi.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you, Becky. Yes, excellent in fact, I would say.
You are, we were just saying before, Liz is always, it's always a light, isn't she? She's always a brightness, but you're just on a whole new plane at the moment. You seem over the moon.
Well, I am. I mean, the last year, as most of you know, was the whole chemotherapy breast cancer thing. That's all done, dusted, clear mammogram. So 2016 is the year of joy, basically.
I love that, the year of happiness and joy. And you're going to be bringing a bit of joy to our lives today, because I've got to say, talk about mixed media, and you look like you've had a lot of fun with it.
I have, actually. I was so delighted when I got the kits, and I couldn't stop playing. So I've been prepping for ages because I've just been having so much fun.
Good, which is the fantastic thing. Not because you have to, but because you really want to.
Yes, absolutely.
Brilliant. We've got loads coming up for you today. We absolutely do. It's lovely to be on board with you. Days, say Wednesday, halfway through the week. Who knew? I'm going to bring you the kit really quickly. Now, like I said, technical issues, so sorry that we are slightly behind, but it's good because we're just getting straight into a demo. So let me bring you part of the kit first. And we're going to be doing the kit in 2 parts today, because we have, in fact, it's in 3 parts, because we've got such stunning pieces and some amazing gemstones. So we wanted you to be able to maybe get your gemstones that you love and adore, like these huge ruby and this incredible opal. We wanted you to be able to get your hands on those, and then if you've never tried felting before, you can stay tuned, watch Liz get involved with it, and then set your mind to it, and then you can get the felt if you need to. So let's get started, shall we? This is fabulous. Flirtatious felt. Oh my gosh, it's only 9:25. It's a bit early, isn't it, Kerry, for that? Yeah. I'm going to bring to you your gemstones first off. So let's get started with, what do I start with? Because there's so many stunning pieces. Do you know what? I'm going to save the gemstones because they're extremely special and it would be hard to pick which one. I'm going to start off with one of our essentials now. It's the Essential Threading Pack. Let's run through. We've got in here your monofilament. Oh, sorry, I've got a bit of chocolate in between my nails. Sorry, it's trapped a visit. Oh, Becky. Start off with your monofilament. Think of it like a fishing wire. Super clear, super strong. You've then got your elastic, does what it says on the tin, it springs back, and again, it's clear. And then you've got your beads and threads, sometimes referred to as tiger's tail amongst other names. Essentially, it's loads of thin wires with a coating over the top. Simple as that. You can do loads with it. I love my bead and thread. So you've got that selection there. You're then getting a whole heap of your spacers. Now, nice to have something a bit different in the shape, isn't it, Liz?
I thought so too. I thought I don't really think of them just as spacers. They are really pretty in their own right. They're like little nuggets.
They are. They're almost like sort of decorative beads. Does that sound better?
Yes.
Decorative beads. They're really wonderful. They've got this kind of, I'm going to have to say it, bedrock, you know, that kind of bedrock look, 'cause I can't think of a better word.
It's sort of crunchy texture.
Crunchy texture is better than a Flintstone reference. Thank you, Liz. Yeah. Better than that comparison to the place that does not exist. You've got of these kind of, yeah, you're right, it's crunchy. It's kind of, it's almost faceted, but left unpolished, isn't it?
Except that they throw the light really well.
They really do. They really do. They're stunning. I love these. How many of these are we getting? Let me have a little look here. You have got 195 of these. Sorry, I probably could have counted them in that time. You've got 195 of these ones in total. And they've got that beautiful silver colouring over the top of them, which is just giving you so much high shine. Another thing to note about these, you've seen those drill holes?
Yeah.
Quite mammoth, isn't it, actually? Quite mammoth. That's great. It means you can get loads of different cords through, and actually we'll be having a little look at that more in a very short moment or two. I'm then going to bring to you your gemstones. Now I have to say, this as a collection, I'm just over the moon to bring to you because for me, the price, if you're looking on the web, the price that we haven't yet dropped is way better a price than I would have expected us to even actually take this to, because I'm aware that I have got some of the most spectacular gemstones here, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. First things first, you know, your black spinel. Now this is tiny, delicate, micro facets on every single one of these. There's a kind of time, effort and skill that takes to go into making this is absolutely phenomenal. It truly, truly is. The fact of the matter is that, as you'll well know, our microfaceted strands that we've been doing of late start price in general around the $19.95 mark. I have been known to drop some to $14.95. I've been known to drop some, but I tell you what, this is not what the type of drop price I would do on spinel. Sorry, the reason I went silent for a moment then is because my producer just said something absurd to me. Absurd. Good word at this time in the morning. I've got for you next, I can't get over what you've just said. You're good. Let's just say I'm going to take this to under £35. Is kind of the inkling Scott has just given me, which is astonishing.
It is, given the stones though.
Given
Definitely.
the stones.
Yeah.
Well, if you think black spinel microfaceted at this length, I would genuinely expect the $19.95 mark, genuinely, and I've seen some at that price point. So already £20 worth there, which would mean the rest of this would be coming at about £15, £16, which is silly. In particular, as I show you, genuine, real deal, natural pink amethyst. Now, this amethyst is from a very, very, very special mine in Brazil. Such an amazing place. I know I've shown you pictures of it before, but essentially it's this location where, if you think of the likes of tanzanite, okay, think of the mining process with tanzanite. You get these huge pieces of machinery, tons and tons with huge mammoth pieces of machinery digging and sifting, and then even to get deeper in the ground sometimes we use dynamite to just blast the earth away, and it's quite an industrious process. To get this amethyst from this location is so different. It's a mining area. There's usually around about, well, it's always single figures of miners that go and work there, and they go and work individually with these tiny little pickaxes. They're about the size of your forearm, and what they do is they try and excavate these little geodes, which are usually no bigger than kind of owl sized, which is all I can think of now. No bigger than an owl. You know, not these huge door to ceiling ones, not those ones, tiny little geodes. And then we excavate those with these tiny little hand picks to actually get them out. And the vast majority from that mine are actually just cut into pieces and sold on the Asian market as parts of geodes. So really special to get this gemstone today. And because of that location, because of that mining process, generally, when you're getting it from that mining location and it is natural like this is, you're paying a premium. So again, I'm boggled as to why this is going to be under £35. I'm then going to bring to you this gorgeous opal. You know how I feel about my opal. The fact of the matter is that this is a pink opal. Now, I always talk to you, don't I, about the well-known, let's say, auction house, the well-known one, where this gemstone was sold in a massive piece of jewellery for hundreds of thousands of pounds. Now, what you've got with this beautiful gem here is rarity. You've got that exquisite kind of look to it. But another great thing you're getting is the shape. It's not unusual to have a shape like this. They're not flattened, they are cuboids, and they're kind of graduated down inside. The size on these ones, oh, you've got 52 carats worth on there, by the way, but there is a graduated size on those, making them really workable, and a lovely surface area too. Just be nosy. And you are getting in some of the pinker ones a slight sort of shade of that opalescence behind, which is really beautiful. Don't forget, really unique gemstone. I mean, you know, the particles within there, they're so tiny. I'm then bringing to you, ruby. Now, this is genuine, real deal, natural ruby again, okay? So what does that mean? Well, what it means is we haven't filled this, I haven't Fisher filled this, we haven't injected it with any lead or glass or, you know, painted plastic, which happens a lot. We haven't done any of that whatsoever. It's totally and absolutely natural and real deal. And generally in the trade, when you say it's natural, in the trade prices, you're paying around 50% more for the natural. So the fact that I'm going to bring this to you at such a ridiculous price is astonishing. You ready for this? This is our way. We shouldn't be doing this price. This is our way of saying we're so sorry of the technical issues. £19.95 for you today, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I was absolutely shocked into silence to what my producer Scott said, because when I showed you this black spinel and said general price of this is around the £19.95 mark, he said I'm going to be bringing you the whole kit to that price. Wow. That is astonishing. That is absolutely phenomenal, isn't it?
It is, and I mean, there's so many of the little black spinel. I mean, there's just so many on there, and they go such a long way. So just with that one strand, I think you've got a really good deal anyway. I
can't get over that. I cannot get over that at all. Let me bring this with me. Also, let me just welcome you all this morning. Don't forget you're getting those spaces in there, not just the gemstones, you get the spaces and the essential threading pack as well. I've got 45 of these left, unsurprisingly, because you've all been snapping up on the phone to try and get these. That is a very, very, very special collection there. And actually, if you think of it, per component, how much is that around? There's about 5 components, bearing in mind, I'm counting the essential threading pack. Oh, in fact, is it 5 components? No, it's 6 components, isn't it? What? I've just spat my coffee out all over my dogs. Lol. Good morning, Lial. Oh, I know that is an absolute shocker, isn't it? That is a complete and absolute shocker. It really, really is. Welcome to you, Leanne. Don't forget, you can text us, send in any text you want today. Get in touch with us. What have you been up to over the last few days? Have you tried felting before? What are you fancying about trying felting out for the first time, perhaps? I think these are really funky and really, really cool. I love that one. You've got loads of opportunities to message us in today. 60777, say text with a JM Studio. And don't forget, we will be bringing you the felt very soon. But first things first, and most importantly, hello, lovely Liz.
Hello, Becky.
How are you?
I'm really good, honestly. Really
good. You seem it. You do. You seem fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, loving all of the pieces you've got going on here today.
They've been really good fun to make, actually. Really good fun, and I'm trying to bring you 2 different ways of working with the felt.
Yeah.
And also we're going to incorporate a little bit of wet felting as well.
Fantastic. So we've got around about 26 minutes now of this hour. We do have to go to a break, bang on the hour. So we're just going to dive in and get started if we may.
Absolutely.
Now, I've never seen felting before.
Okay.
I've never brought felting before. Can a beginner get involved with this?
Oh, easily. Absolutely. It's really dead simple.
Brilliant.
You need something to felt onto. So this is a big, thick piece of quite high density foam.
Mm-hmm. Where can you get that sort of thing from?
All over the place. And you can even go to upholsterer places, but you can look online and find felting blocks that people have already made up, you know. So they're readily available. So I've actually got some from packaging as well.
Oh, fab.
So
that's good.
Quite handy. You'll also need some felting needles. So I think we've got those on. Certainly they're on the website. Felting needles. And if you want a holder for the needles. I don't always use the holder, but sometimes it's handy. And if you've got arthritis problems, then the holder is probably excellent. Now, the other thing I find really useful, and you can make these really simply for yourself, or you can find them online, is finger protectors.
Now, they look really unusual. What are these?
They go on your thumb and your finger. And we'll be using them when we're working around the edge of something. When you're holding something small and you're wanting to felt, these needles are really sharp and they're barbed. So they have barbs pointing down. So if you drive one into your finger, that really hurts.
Okay.
They come out, pull out smoothly, of course, because the barbs are pointing downwards.
Yes.
So we'll use these in a bit, but you can make these just out of, a little bit of leather. Then they're dead simple to make.
Oh, gloves.
Yes.
Like gardening gloves, could you?
Possibly, but you feel those, Becky, because they're quite thick and tough.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So super thick, sturdy.
They are really, yes. Can the camera see that? I don't know how thick you can see that. It is thick.
Yeah, fab.
It needs to be that way, otherwise you'll hurt yourself, basically.
Good tip.
Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is we're going to use, we're going to make the pendant that's closest to us. And we're going to start with some pre-made felt.
Fab.
This is just some felt that I cut out, and this is actually a mixture of polyester and wool together. You can just use polyester, but if you're going to wet felt as well, then it's good to have a high wool content because that will shrink with your felting. Okay, great. Whereas polyester won't.
Brilliant tip.
But don't worry for if you've got just felt around. The other thing is, I've chosen purple because I'm of the colours of the wool tops. Fab. It's a really good idea to choose something that's going to meld in because the felting process will mean that you will be showing some of this felt because it will poke through.
Got you.
So we're going to take the wool tops and I'm just going to tease out a bit. I grab it with my hand like that and just tease out a bit, okay? And I'm just going to lay it on. And you can choose your colours, put on as much or as little as you like. And I've got a bit here that I can tease out. Put a bit there. And now I'm going to take my felting needles. This one there's the right colour. It's a blue one. And we'll put it in the felting holder. You'd think that you might put it that way round, but that's not the correct way because this needs to go in here. So we're going to put the head of the felting needle at the fine end of your little plug so that when you insert it into the holder, it's going to hold it there.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's easy.
So really straightforward, and then I'm just going to hold it down and just gently prick. I don't need to go all the long way in, I just want to hold it down a little. All the way over. It doesn't matter that I can't quite see the shape at this point.
That sounds ridiculously nice.
It is a sort of crunchy sound, isn't it?
Amazing. It reminds me of, little pixies trampling over the snow on a winter's morn. Anyone else? Anyone else?
That's really good, actually. I shall always be thinking of little pixies every time I'm doing this. Now I'm going to fold the excess underneath my shape and just do it again. This is just a really quick way of creating a shape without having to use, a cookie cutter or anything like that. Because you can cut lovely shapes, and in fact I used the shape from one of the Big Daddy-O's cutters.
Oh yeah,
polymer clay cutters.
Yeah.
And drew around that, but you could just use anything you like that takes your fancy.
Now, whilst you're just prodding away at that, I'm going to bring the felt, what do we call these?
Felt tops. Those wool tops. Wool tops.
Wool tops.
Yes.
I'm going to bring you the wool tops now. This is exactly what Liz is working with. Now again, like I say, I've never done this before. How long is something like this going to last us?
Oh, miles. I mean, ages. It will last long. I mean, if you're doing jewellery, I mean, if you're making a jacket or a hat or something, it's not going to last you that long. You're going to need more than that. But,
yeah. But if you're doing jewellery, this is going to last and last and last.
Absolutely.
Feels
Definitely.
Lovely. So I've got for you here 1, 2, 3, let's call them skeins for now. You've got the different colours. You've got this beautiful lavender lilac colour. You've got the really rich amethyst purple, and then you have the purest white. Am I right in guessing that very much like polymer clay, certain colours like the whites are very, very useful?
Yes, absolutely, extremely useful. I mean, I would say the whites, neutral colours are really, really handy.
Yeah.
Grey, surprisingly, is a lovely colour to have as a background for things because it goes with everything.
Yeah,
you see.
Of course.
It's a foil for all the other colours.
So perfect for that one
then.
All 3 of them, just £6.95. Like I said, I've not brought felt to you before, so I can't believe it's only that price. That seems amazing.
That is actually quite good. I think that's really good.
Because you only used, 5 of them to make all of these pieces you've made here.
And I have still got all of this left over. And there's bits at home that I didn't...
This is leftovers?
Yes.
Not from your second...
No, that's from the one kit.
Oh my goodness, you've used absolutely hardly any of it then. £6.95 on this one today for your flirtatious felt. Now I do need to let you know that even if you're brand spanking new, you can get started on this. And what I would also say is you're getting a 20-gram pack of each one of them too. How fab, I love that. I can't believe that.
Now I'm cheating, well, not really cheating, I'm just using quickly, because this just speeds up the demo for you, this little tool that's got 5 needles all at once.
Ah, that's clever.
So which is really handy, but what I often do is I will use more than one needle at once anyway.
Oh, that's clever.
Don't use it in a holder, I just take them out. The same, usually need to use the same size needle, and the size I'm referring to is the thickness of the needle.
Okay.
So I just hold them together and then I can just carry on like that.
Oh, well, that's clever too.
And it just speeds up the process. So you want to carry on until you've got it looking like there's not much sticking up, not too much sort of fluffing out. I will put on a little bit more here. So to put on a bit more, because I want it to be of a reasonable thickness, and I'm just going to wrap it round to the other side. And at the end of the day, you can decide which side you like best, actually.
Oh, that's clever.
So you keep on going.
So you can add on at any point then?
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely, at any point. But it's easier if you want to get it to meld smoothly together to add it fairly soon, rather than when you've wet felted it or anything like that. It will still add in. So you carry on until you get to that sort of texture. So you can see the difference between the two, can you there?
Yeah, definitely.
This is really soft and fluffy, and this is much firmer.
Steady.
So, and you've got to remember that you're going to do the back as well. But as I'm going to push these through really hard, and then you can see that, can you see the bits of purple coming through there?
Oh my goodness, yes you can.
That's the purple from the
other side.
From the felt in the middle.
Got you. Oh, from the felt in the middle.
That's why it's important that you use a colour that's going to coordinate with your yarn.
You will get little splashes through now and again.
You will, absolutely. So when you've got it looking a little bit further on than this, okay, this is when you stick on your finger protectors.
Good.
You can be brave and do it without them, but I am really clumsy, and if I lose concentration or haven't got my right specs on, then I'm more likely to stick it in my fingers than in the felt. So I'm going to do this very gently, and you'll see what happens to the edge. This starts to thicken up the whole piece, and it gives you a really nice sort of squared off edge instead of it being just fading to a soft rounded edge. It makes it thicker. So, and you can see that it's worth doing it gently and not fast.
Now, whilst you're doing that, I've actually got some needles for you. Now, I haven't got them here per se. Well, per se or non-per se. I don't have them here. But they are on the website. Do you want me to find them on the website?
Oh, that's a really good idea.
We're bringing them on now. Your graphics will come on screen. And if I type the code in, I should be able to get a picture on here, shouldn't I? What is the code? Oh, it's the website works. 11. Okay. Oh, here they are. Oh, hey up. We're not allowed to do that price on screen.
Ooh.
No, but it's happening. Scott's just said. There we go. So these are the needles you get, 40 gauge. So I presume that relates to the thickness of said needle.
Which is a perfect size for almost everything.
Fab.
It's only when you want to do really fine details or your felt is really thick and compact and you'll then go to a smaller size needle.
You need a thinner one. These are £5.45. But sometimes you watch the internet, you watch the TV, because we do prices the internet can't. £4.95. We've rolled this down for you today. Already a very naughty price point, but we've rolled it down even more. So you're going to be getting 10 of these needles, perfect for this felting, for just £4.95.
That's very good value. It's very good value. Yes, and I don't tend to break many needles, so
no.
And you can have a whole little bundle and hold them in your hand and
really go for it.
Yeah, really go for it. It's really good for larger areas.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's amazing when you think, actually, that you can get the needles, let's say, for a £5. You get the needles for a £5, and then you get, you know, those 3 skeins, let's say, of the wool tops for £7, and that's a whole new medium started.
Absolutely, and you say you can get your foam pads from packaging, you know, from that's where I've had a couple, actually. It's quite handy.
So that's amazing. Wonderful.
So I've only done a little bit of that, but can you see the thickness there?
Yeah.
On that edge as opposed to the softness on the other edge.
Yes, I see.
So the firmness, that is really much firmer than this, which is really quite soft.
Okay, I see.
So rather than you watching me needle felt the rest of that, we're going to use this one that I had made earlier.
Oh,
so now we're going to add some designs to it. So I'm going to take a little piece of the white tops, And I'm just pulling it out a bit so that it's fairly thin. And I'm just going to roll it. Sometimes lick your fingers. That's what I do. So I've got a good grip on things. And then I'm just going to place it across here. And then I'm going to take my needle and just felt that in. Don't worry about being too perfect at this point. You just want to get it in there and holding on. I can see those pixies tromping all the way over this now. So it's holding there, and then you can just carry the twist on and take it round to the other side. And that's what you do to get your lines on. And if you want to, you can also run a different colour, like the purple or something, just a tiny little bit underneath your white lines to make them a little bit more pronounced.
Okay.
We'll carry on felting that once you've got all your lines on. And if you look on the one I've got there,
Yeah.
I've got I put 3 lines on that one. So,
I love that.
and the stitching for the spinel on there comes afterwards. So we're going to then make the little bezel that goes on the top.
Okie pokely.
So to do that, you take a little mix of your colours, just a little, just pulling out a little bit, whatever colours you want. And you can mix them up a bit more if you want. Just pull them, because you can't actually mix them like you would paint, but you can just do this to them and mix them together. And then you're going to felt that. Just
I love
felt
that
it.
about this medium, that you can keep adding and adding and adding. We were talking before about painting,
Yes,
weren't
we
we?
were.
There's certain types of painting that it's difficult to just add and add and add. And actually, there's a few jewellery techniques that it can be quite difficult. For example, in beading,
yeah.
once you've come up with a technique and you've moved it, a lot of the time you'll have to go to the beginning if you want to add
Yes,
more on.
absolutely.
So that's the great thing with this, isn't it?
It really is handy. So let me just, I've actually prepared a little piece to make sure that you don't stand there or sit there watching forever as I needle. And I then will need to sew my ruby in place.
Gosh.
And could actually do that, but you probably don't really want to watch me do
Well,
that,
it's up
do
to you. We've got around about 12 minutes, did you say? Oh, about 11.
11 minutes.
About 11.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and do this without stitching it in, because you might want to, because you can see how to stitch, you know how to stitch. So this little piece was the piece I felted, or the piece I pre-felted for you, and I'm going to put it around my ruby, and I'm just going to hold that there for the moment. And if you imagine the ruby was stitched in, you wouldn't have nearly so much problem as I'm going to have now. I'm just going to felt this in, just go round and round and round. And because you haven't yet really felted, sort of wet felted this or made it really, really firm, it's quite easy to get your little bezel to go in.
That is so clever.
But it is a good idea to have stitched your ruby in, otherwise it might come out. And with the needle felting, you can really sculpt things. So you can change the angle at which you felt, so you can push sideways so that you're going underneath. So around you go. I would have neatened this bit up, but I can't do that without stitching my ruby in. So now I'm just going to poke down on the top.
Gives it a lovely frame. And just to let you know, if you want the rubies, we have the rubies, the opal, the amethyst and the black spinel in there, and we also had the essential finder pack and all those spaces as well.
I love
loads
those
of
spaces.
Textured, crispy, delicious, decorative beads.
Those spaces are really good because they're quite heavy.
Yes.
So they add a good deal of weight to the felt, because felt is inherently light.
Of course, of course.
So
So a real nice feel to it. We had a message in about it actually. Opal, amethyst, ruby and the glorious spinel in one kit under £20. Am I still asleep and dreaming? No, Kathy, no, you're awake in a dream. It's special, that, isn't it? Very special.
It is.
Just to let you know though, quantity-wise, not as great as we would like it to be. 10 left. 10.
Is that all?
That's it. So be quick, please.
So you carry on until it looks like the one over here.
Wonderful.
So then we start the wet felting process.
Okay.
Okay, so in order to do that, I'm going to have to take this off just because it will not, the bead will pop out, the stone will pop out, because I haven't stitched it on. So you can see that I've just felted it gently on there, so I can actually still remove it. So to do the wet felting process, excuse me a second,
Tell me what felting is, because I haven't got a clue, and I don't. I could just stand here and go, yeah, but I'd rather not.
Wool has little barbs on it, basically. If you look at a fine hair of wool, fibre of wool, it's just got like scales all the way down it, like a bit like a human hair, but it's more so. Okay. And when you agitate it against itself or other hairs, then they lock together. So there's different ways of doing that. Needle felting is one of them. Yeah. But wet felting is another. I mean, you've accidentally felted a woolen jumper, probably, by bunging it in too hot a wash. Oh yeah. You know, and it's felted, it's gone, and it won't spring back.
No, it will not. No.
So that's basically the process we're going to do here. And in here that I prepared earlier is just some warm water. It's probably only warm now, with a tiny bit of washing up liquid in there. I'll put the rest of it in there. There we go. And I'm just going to get my kitchen roll just because it's wet. So we'll take this one, and then what you need to do is you need to really soak it. Okay. Oh, it is quite warm still. That little thermos did really well. I didn't expect it to be quite so warm still. Okay, so you need to soak it all the way through, and I'm just going to squish it together and just gently rub it a bit because I want to hold it together. And it's already beginning to flatten. What I'm going to do is get out my magic piece of kit. Some bubble wrap. In fact, it's one of the bubble wrap bags that JewelleryMaker send their stuff out in. Got you. So I'm going to put that to one side, Becky, if that's all right.
It's amazing none of the colours, like, run off instantly.
Colour fast, don't forget. The wool is dyed, it's colour fast.
Brilliant.
And this is merino wool from the Falkland Islands, I think. So it's really good. And there's only a tiny bit of soap in there. So now I've got it, the bubble side in. Okay. And now I can just gently agitate it back and forth until I'm sure that it's not all going to fall apart, and then I pick it up and put it in between my hands. And this way, it's quicker than needle felting. It will solidify very much more quickly, and it will shrink. And that's why I say it's quite good to have a wool felt in the middle rather than the polyester felt.
You won't fight against it then,
exactly, and you can use old blankets and things like that, as long as they're wool. So if I carry on, now can you feel that? That's already beginning to felt down.
Wow, that's changed dramatically.
Yes, and you keep on going until you get the texture that you want. You can change the shape slightly as well by doing this too. Okay. So, and you get more vigorous as it felts properly. If you start off too vigorously, then you'll shift all your design on there. Okay. And you just keep on going until you're ready.
I need to bring you the other felt as well, don't I? I forgot completely. I'll really quickly bring it to you. This is in the other colours that we've got here. So do you remember Liz earlier was saying how the grey is a really perfect colour to have as kind of a base for things? I've got some here, your grey wool. No, smoky grey it's called. Oh, how lovely. Your smoky grey Murano wool that I've got here, 20 gram pack. And then you've got the pink as well. Now the pink was quite intense there, but actually interspersed with the lights of the grey, it gives a beautiful, almost cherry blossom colour actually, really pretty.
It's really good, that
And colour. You do get your needle felting DVD with this as well. So even if you're brand spanking new and you're watching what Liz is doing and going, oh my gosh, I want to make that and so many other things, get your hands on this today. You've got the needles, you've got the felt, you've got the DVD, you've got everything you've needed on today's show already. Your price point today for all of this collection. So buy this and get this for £1. Really? £4.95 for the DVD and 50p, 50p.
Oh, wow.
That's genius, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That really is.
To start a brand new hobby then, actually, if you wanted to do it base rate, you could get £6 and then the needles we did earlier for a £5. Yeah. So £11.
Amazing.
And you've started a brand new hobby. Yeah. What a great way to get started.
And
£5.95
Gemma does some really nice things on the DVD as well. She does some really pretty collar on there as well. So. But one thing you do need to know is, I think Gemma mentions pre-felt, and I think she referred to this as pre-felt, but this is actually proper felt. Okay. Pre-felt is when it's at this sort of stage, the fluffy stage, before it's properly felted, and then this is when you get to actual felt. Okay, fab. Okay, so that's how I made the pendant, and then I started stitching on the spinel.
Wonderful.
Which is quite tricky because the hole is so tiny.
Yes. Yeah.
But you might want to know how to put the felt on the wire. Oh, well, in fact, I've used tiger tail there, but the same process on wire. So I think I found a piece of wire under here that we could just try it on.
Wonderful.
So put that to one side. And we're just going to take a colour that you can see clearly against.
Just to let you know, we've got 4 minutes to
Right.
break.
Okay, we're just going to do this. I'm going to pull it, scrunch it up a bit, and I'm just going to wrap it around quite tightly if I can. So this is, I'm making effectively actually a little bead on here, but this is how I covered the tiger tail, and just start, this is where you might break a needle if you're not careful.
Oh, so don't hit the wire.
Yeah, don't hit the wire. I love that crunchy sound you've got. Are these pixies wearing blue boots or what?
Multicoloured boots.
Multicoloured
Yeah,
boots.
yeah,
And what do
yeah.
they wearing on their heads then, Becky?
Well, I'm seeing bluebell hats.
Bluebell hats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite vividly, actually.
So you just keep on going until you've got this secured, and you can start to shape your bead. But you need to get a little bit further on. Now, if you're covering wire, the whole strip of wire, then I twist it all the way along and then work it. And once I've got it secured with the needles, so I've needle felted it a fair bit, that's when you can then wet felt. So for the bracelet, that was wet felted afterwards.
And that's just around the tiger's tail, the beading thread, isn't it?
No, that's actually around wire.
Oh,
Wire
sorry, this
about
is around the wire,
1
yeah.
millimetre thickness.
That's so simple. It's not memory wire, is it?
No, it's not.
It's just
So-
normal wire.
So you can twist that and change the shape of it, and add it on, add to it, and so when you want to start changing the shape, you might want to put your finger cots on at this point. But can you see that it's actually beginning to change the shape of it? Slowly, so it looks really messy at the moment because it's got a little way to go. But you can turn it around. This is probably a hobby for people who have a little bit of patience. If you want instant gratification, maybe it's not for you. But if you can wait 5 minutes, then you can have something. So it's slowly going around and round, and then in fact you'll see the beads that I've made on the pieces further along. There's two different ones on twisted. One was on. Oh, they're on twisted wire. Actually, it's quite a handy thing to do because you can cover any little blips in your twisted wire if you made.
Very clever.
And they're not going to go anywhere, and you don't have to think about making a massive hole for the wire to go down.
Fab.
So.
And that's so simple to do.
It is. It really is simple. So you need to just keep changing your angle and keep at it until it becomes quite dense.
So the more you move it, the more you shape it, the kind of world is your oyster with it, really.
Definitely.
Fab. Brilliant.
So that, you just carry on, and I don't wet felt the beads that I'm putting on wire because it's too difficult to.
Okay.
But
So
you can
just leave them
actually,
as is.
you can actually make wet felted beads really, really easily as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for showing us that,
Pleasure.
Liz. Thank you. What a great demonstration, a wonderful medium. Just to let you know, it's been very, very popular indeed, so you've got to be quick if you want them. Okay, myself and the lovely Liz will be back in just a few minutes after this very short break. See you then.
Did you know that the JewelleryMaker phone number is free from a UK landline? Now you can spend those extra pennies on more shopping.
If you have a question or a query for JewelleryMaker, then you can contact our call centre on 0800 644 655 and press option 2. Or alternatively, you can email help@jewellerymaker.com.
Join guest designer Rachel Norris on her Artisan Earrings DVD. Get creating stunning designs in no time at all through the fantastic tuition from Rachel. The easy-to-follow steps shown on this DVD will make you feel like you have your own personal tutor and experience many different techniques specifically designed for creating earrings. This DVD covers how to make your own findings, Aztec, Art Deco and Aphrodite earrings. To get your hands on a copy of this fantastic DVD, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. Get creative with JewelleryMaker.
It's the start of a brand new shaft here in Muralani, looking of course for tanzanite. This is about a metre wide, about 1.5 metres deep, and it takes about 4 or 5 hours to get this far down with a shovel. Exhausting work, and I'll be quite honest, I haven't dug this one. But again, there's very little tanzanite today towards the surface. Pretty much this whole area, A block, B block, C block and D block, everything near the surface pretty much is gone now, and therefore all of the stones that we're getting from tanzanite is coming from deeper and deeper down in the earth, and of course that means more cost. More cost means that prices are probably only going to go one way.
Hello everybody, how are you? Lovely to see you this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Becky. It's wonderful to be with you. This midweek treat for you today. And we've already had a medium that I've never even done before on JewelleryMaker, which is astonishing. And we've had some techniques I've never seen before on JewelleryMaker. And I've been joined by a lady who I haven't worked with in, must be a year and a half-ish?
Yes,
Is it?
it must be, yes.
Must be. Today I am joined by the wonderful Liz Welch.
Hi.
Good morning, Smiles. How are you?
I'm really enjoying myself, actually.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you for that demonstration. We've had loads of messages in about it.
Oh, good.
We've got about 5 of the gemstone ones left and hardly any of the felting ones left. Shaz has messaged in saying, wow, how interesting. I am glued to the television learning. And they say you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Oh, so sorry. Hello, my beautiful Becky. Liz and wonderful team. Hope you're all well. Thank you very much, Shazza.
I think we are, aren't we? We're all well.
Definitely, we absolutely are. And I think that's one of the things, like, you know, Shaz has put it there, that it is kind of you're glued to the telly. Scott was just saying he's kind of glued to the demonstration.
Yeah.
It is that kind of medium, isn't it?
It is. Oh, the colours are gorgeous. You see that they're there for you, and it's a very tactile thing. That's the lovely thing about textiles in general.
Definitely.
And it makes you want to feel. And the other thing, when you wear the jewellery, it's so light.
Yeah.
And the wool is so soft.
Yeah.
It really is lovely. So it's a perfect medium, and anybody can start with it.
Absolutely.
It's just, I think the only thing you have to watch out for is those needles are sharp.
Absolutely. Take your time with them, definitely. They're wonderful piece we've got there, but we're actually going to get onto a whole new kettle of chips with the second kit, aren't we?
Yes. Yes. Another medium I absolutely love.
And again, something I haven't seen before. So anyway, hello everyone. It's lovely to see you. If you've tuned in earlier on and we're running a little bit behind. We had some technical issues. So to make up for it, we're going to bring you some real special treats today. I've got for you, coming up, some sensational gems. And take a little look at this I've got coming up for you. Now, I think, from what I saw from when we were running behind on the repeat, I think Elle had one of these on yesterday, but it was a different size. To me, on the screen, it looked much larger than the one yesterday. Today, slightly more dainty, slightly more delicate. So if you got the larger ones, then you have got the opportunity to get your hands on the slightly smaller, dainty ones. Maybe you couldn't stretch to the £40 price tag that we put up on the larger ones yesterday, but you still want that glorious look. Well, then I've got this opportunity for you today at a more affordable price point. They're coming up for you shortly. Okay, Scott, sorry, which box did you say to start with, my love? Has anyone else I spied the opal as well? Have you? I have. It's absolutely beautiful. Really special. Ooh, beaded chain and beaded. It is, isn't it? Beaded wire. It's almost like a wire mesh with gemstones down the centre. I haven't seen this in absolutely ages. This is your colour knitted wire with your beads running through the centre. Ooh. Now they're a bit jazzy, aren't they? What I've got here is your wire, obviously. So this is your knitted wire over the top. Think of it very much like a Viking knit that we've got there. You can actually guide it out, you can stretch it out slightly. And then running through the centre, you've got that ball chain. So you've got the silver ball chain which runs all the way through. Now what that gives you is it gives this really, not overpowering silver kind of pow, just a little bit of a glint of it, because obviously you've got that knitting over the top. You're getting a big amount of these, I might add, as well. It looks to be, well, yeah, 1 metre of each one you're going to be getting. And you've got some really wonderful colours in here. You've got that beautiful vibrancy of the red, that real pop of pink as well. Now, you may well have seen these as part of a kit and thought, oh, when will they be taken out of a kit? Well, today we're bringing them separately for you. You've only seen them in kits together before. You ready for this? Brought to you right here, right now, rolling it down in price. For both of them today, £4.95 for you today on that one. Liz doing an epic impression of a meerkat then. It was kind of a, oh, yeah, it was, yeah. What do you think of these?
I think they're lovely, and one of the reasons why I really like them is they drape.
Yes.
Whereas when you think of a normal knitted ribbon, you know, knitted wire rather, it's quite stiff. It doesn't actually have that same degree of drape.
You're right,
but
actually.
the ball chain in the middle makes it have that lovely hanging draping feel.
So it has a beautiful movement to it, doesn't it? A real nice fluidity.
And a solidity, a weight.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. It doesn't feel flimsy.
Yes, exactly.
And actually, I'm just using them. They are very, very kind of malleable, but actually, they do sort of hold their shape slightly. I've just folded that one over, and it naturally will start in that almost petal shape.
Yes.
What would you be doing with these? I'd love to know, please, Liz.
Well, I was thinking you could actually do something really quite funky and simple, and just use the fact that they loop beautifully. You can make, you know, a really bold necklace with flower shapes, petal shapes, if you wanted to.
Love that idea.
You could actually strand quite a few of them together, because I actually love the pink and the orange.
Yeah.
I would be very happy with just something very simple, just using the drapeability of them in pink and orange. So
Drapeability before 9 AM. That's amazing. Just let everybody know that if you do want to use these as cord ends, you know, as say just a necklace for a base, you can just use your cord ends to finish these off. Very, very simple to do so indeed. Well done to everybody. Lots of you getting your hands on these ones. Plenty of multi-buyers. These have been used in kits previously, so do feel free to have a little look back on our Facebook page for pictures and ideas. 9, did you say? Now, am I right in saying I have got a make with these? Because I've got to say this is a really, really unique strand. Let me just lay that there for you so you can see exactly why this fluorite is so special. It's the purity, isn't it? There's not lots of inclusions within there. There's not lots of quacks or blemishes or details. And also, it's the purity of colour. Now, why is the purity of colour important? We love when we get to see the likes of a zebra fluorite. Obviously, that's something beautiful. But actually, when you're getting something that is this pure in its body, in its tone across each of them, and its hue across each individual one, what that means is you get more of that intensity of glow. Now, when you see fluorite of a pure colour in the likes of a jewellery piece to be sold in a shop, you will see gem quality that looks very much like this, and we don't get it in often at all. It is so pure, it is so smooth, in its colour throughout each individual one. Now what that means is, because this is a very fluorescent gemstone, and what that means is essentially the certain light sources in this will literally activate and kind of stimulate the tiny, tiny, tiny microscopic electrons inside this gemstone, okay? So when they kind of butt against each other and hit each other, they emit an energy source which gives off a light, which gives off a glow. Now it's not just, you know, your normal kind of dispersion, it is a literal glow. And what you get is you get this emittance of light that radiates from each one of these. That reaction happens better when a colour of a gem is clear, as we're seeing here, but also when it's a purer tone throughout. So when there's less of all the different changes in colour, because essentially the light can travel at the same speed throughout the gemstone. So for me, I have to say this has got to be the closest to the gem quality grade of fluorite I myself have ever seen, because you've got the purity. Each one of these has been picked out for its vitality and for its kind of strength of colour individually. You're going to get more glow, you're going to get more beauty, and you're going to get more of that kind of defined look. Your price point, apparently I'm going to be shocked by. Now that truly is a shock. For my imagination, what I was expecting upon this, if I'm completely honest, was the $12.95 mark. And I'll tell you exactly for why. Fluorite isn't something that we get to see every single day anymore. It used to be, it's become more difficult to get our hands on. Especially when we've got quality like this that isn't heavily striated, that isn't heavily included, which has got that beauty and glow, the glow of which you can actually still see under these light sources on my hand bouncing through. It's going to be even more impressive when you wear it on your neckline. You're going to get that femininity and that beautiful burst of colour. But also for me, I would never expect that price point, because actually you've got the time and effort that's gone into individualizing the colours. So obviously if you just got a big chunk of rough and you just want to make shapes out of it, then you can just go for it. But actually with this, the lapidrist has to pre-plan exactly where within that rough is going to be cut so that you get that pureness of colour. I've got to say it's the closest gem quality I've ever seen, 100% here at Jewellery Maker. Sue's made us a necklace, which I've just ducked off. Smiley face Sue has just made us this necklace, really going to show exactly how individualizing those colours can give you a complete and absolute different look. I love that actually what Sue's decided to do is kind of pick the three main colour palettes on this. I think that's beautiful, and it does, if I show you around the back as well, it does graduate slightly around the back, so it gets slightly lighter around the back. What a beautiful idea. But you can see on this strand, you know, I'm talking about the same sort of thing, that kind of gem quality fluorite that gives you the colour you're looking for. Because as we know, when you're looking for fluorescence, light will be affected, the fluorescence of this, due to the colour of the gemstone itself, because the light will travel through at different speeds and different colours. So when you've not got all those lines and all those striations, the light can travel through and emit that glow evenly throughout the gem. So it means you're getting more glow, and to many people, that means you're getting more luxury. Stunning strand there. I can't go over that price. That is very special indeed. £7.95. Get those ones whilst you can at 10mm. Very special for you. Very special. Gem set duo. Oh, I can't wait to show you this. Are we doing it in that order? Okay. I'm going to bring you the gemstones of these first. Well done for everyone who got that fluorite. That is very, very, very special selection. I'm about to bring you now something which I feel like I haven't seen in a really long time, actually. Oh my goodness, I'm in love. I'm bringing you a trio of your cut gems, and I'm going to bring you a pendant that will fit in this. I've not seen tourmalated quartz in a collection before. The Swiss blue is absolutely giving me so much light. I just need to have a look, purely because I'm nosy. I just need to have a look at the colours on the textures and things on the tourmalated. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm going to show you these gemstones. Like I say, you do get all three. Let me just tell you exactly what you're getting. I'm just going to place this in, if I may. You're going to be getting a smoky quartz, that Swiss blue topaz, and this tourmalated quartz. And I've just placed the tourmalated quartz in. Now, obviously, do forgive me, I haven't got my prong set tools with me. This is just to give you an idea. That looks so special, didn't it? That's the tourmalated quartz for you. I've not seen, don't forget when we talk about tourmalated quartz, it's not something we get to see every day at all. You might see rutile quartz quite often. Tourmalated quartz, not so, because it has to have tourmaline present within it. That's what the rutilations have to be tourmaline to be called that. So we don't get to see it that often. Again, let me show you with this one. This one's going to put a smile on a lot of your faces. I'm going to bring you the pendant as well, by the way. Oh, look. Doesn't that look sensational? That's for all three of the gemstones, ladies and gentlemen, not for the pendant. The pendant's coming up next, but to get all three of those gemstones, that's working out about £2.31 or 32 each, isn't it? That is genuinely astonishing. Think about the work that's gone into these, ladies and gentlemen. These are part of a very, very esteemed collection that we have here. And don't forget, you do get the storage boxes on these, and you do get the gemstones, and you do get, you know, even the extra box on there. These are all 5mm that you've got in here. That, I mean, that is a gift. In fact, I'll be completely honest, I bought a design, in fact I bought two that were so similar to this at Christmas for two loved ones, with an aquamarine inside, and what price? At staff cost I was paying £17 for them, and it was almost exactly the same design, and it was set into sterling silver, and that was at staff cost. So realistically, to bring you 3 gems at £6.95 is astonishing. I will be bringing you the pendant now as well. Just place it back and get my fingerprints off it. We're going to put the graphics for the gemstone back at the bottom of your screen, and we're going to bring the pendant itself on now. Oh, bags. Now let me just take the gemstone out. First it won't stay in, now I can't get it out. Come here, you. There you are. And I've got the pendant here. Now, let me show you around it, because the thing I love about this, you can detach this onto your different necklaces if you wanted to, really easily. So, obviously, this is the look of the design. You've got your 4-prong sets there. You've got that open back, which means the light will translate through. And then look at the side. Oh, my goodness. Are you serious? £4.95 for the pendant. This is £9.25, by the way, and it has got the gem, you know, with this right setting for the gemstones. That means that if I took, say I got myself, you know, 3 of these and got just one of these sets, that means I could make myself that stunning pendant for 5, 6, 7, about, well, less than £8. Less than £7.50, in fact. Which is phenomenal. It is sterling silver. Look at the size of that pendant, the bail as well. That means that if you've got loads of lovely different types of chains, you could change this. You could swap it on and swap it off. We're not one of those people that goes, excuse me, if you want this pendant, you have to buy this chain. You can set your own inspiration to it. That is absolutely phenomenal. And again, let me pop that topaz in just to give you an idea of how sensational. Oh, Bex. Of how sensational that looks. I mean, that to me is just, I mean, don't you think? That doesn't look like that pendant in sterling silver with a gemstone has cost you about £7.50, does it?
You'd think it costs a whole heap more than that.
You would,
really,
wouldn't you?
Very pretty, really very pretty.
I think that is just stunning. It really is. And there's a lot of precious metal in that as well, and there's a lot of beauty in those high-end gemstones. Well done to you all. Lovely to see you all. Good morning, everybody. And speaking of good morning Dion. Dion's in the house. You got caught up in traffic, did you? Thinking you were going a quick way. And it was even longer. Don't worry, we were all late here today as well. Yeah, we didn't go on air till 20 past. Yeah, so actually you're not on late, really. You're not late. You're kind of on time for the time we started. So congratulations, Dion. Woohoo! Now, just to let everybody know, I've got for you a big collection of treats today. I've shown you that beautiful lace agate coming up, and now I'm going to show you. Look, these pearls. These are coming up very special indeed. Have you got any Tahitians? Because these would go nicely.
They're gorgeous. Oh, they're really scrummy.
Aren't they a bit special?
They are.
They look like...
They look a bit like squished glossy raisins.
Oh. Hey, I was going to go for more rose petal.
Yeah, that's true.
No. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, well, either way. They look natural, they look organic, and that's because they have got that organic nature about them. These are ones that are going to be coming up for you later on, so do stay tuned. Not long to wait on those ones at all. And I think, I showed you these ones earlier, didn't I? I think they go really nicely with that agate as well.
But you're right, they are like rose petals, actually. I could easily see them made into little flower shapes.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
For the outfits of all the little pixies that help
Yes.
us when we're belting. 10, did you say? Well done to everyone who got their hands on that collection. Very special. And if you want more sterling silver, you're absolutely in the right place, because I'm going to bring you some more now. Pendant bales I'm bringing to you. And there they are. Are they the little fleur-de-lis ones? Sorry, Dion's just gone, fleur de who?
Yeah.
In my ear. Yeah, I've got the right ones. 5 pieces, yeah. So the little pendant, sterling silver pendant bales that we've got here for you. And they've got these beautiful little flourishes upon them. They are so pretty. Take a little look.
Oh, no.
Aren't they so pretty? Now let me just show you around them. They do say 925. Let me just show you, look. Ooh. So that's the side detail of them. So they're almost like a pinch bail. Can you see that? They're almost like a pinch bail. So you can take those apart if you want to. Think of them a little bit like a stirrup almost. So you could use a top drill drop in there and hang a top drill drop down if you wanted to. You could, of course, though, use them if you had any beads that you'd made yourself, perhaps out of our numerous mediums. Maybe you've made yourself a nice sterling silver or silver clay or even metal clay bead, and you wanted to place those ones in there. Absolutely perfect for that. And if you wanted to do a really dainty, kind of elongated well, I suppose it would be a drop, wouldn't it? Then you could as well. You've got the 925 stated on these as well. So, do you know what? It's going to be one of them days today, guys. My tweezer action today is not up to par, isn't it? And obviously when I say par, I mean mine par, which is kind of a 3 to everyone else. As you can see, it says 95 at the back there, on every single one of these. Now I've got back in stock on these ones, haven't been seen since last year. You've got a pack of 5 on them, and they are going to be beautiful for so many different details. They truly, truly are. They are 925 sterling silver, and don't forget what that means. It means you've got so much light back to the eye. You've got one of the highest RIs that there is out there. It beats the likes of titanium. It beats platinum. It beats gold when it comes to shine, and that means you're going to get this beautiful luminosity. Treat yourself to these. They're back in stock. We haven't seen them in ages. And at £6.95, you know you've got yourself a little bit of a treat. The detail on these is absolutely epic, and I know we're using them as bales, so we're describing them as kind of a downward snap. But if you wanted to, you can use these in so many different ways. You can use them in so many different ways. You could use them as earrings, parts of earrings, couldn't you? They'd be beautiful for. You could use them in your wire work too if you wanted to. You don't have to use them as is. And of course, if you are into the likes of your silver clay, these would be a lovely partnership, wouldn't they? They really would. £6.95. What do you think of that, please, Liz?
They're really lovely. For that price, that's an amazing deal.
What would you be doing with them?
Well, I do like to use them as little, so that you actually do hang beautiful stones from them, actually. They need to go with something special. Yes, absolutely, because they're beautiful in their own right. So I saw that you had some top drill things in your little box, I think, on the other side. Did you know?
That's what caught my eye. Yes.
So I was just wondering whether they might work with
Something like that could be very pretty indeed, couldn't it?
Yes. Just really lovely. Just so simple. That's the sort of thing it needs, I think.
Yeah, that type
with
of
that
thing
sort
would
of
be
cut.
beautiful. Yeah, it was.
It's sort of goes with the pattern, the design.
You're right. That kind of elegance of it.
Yes, a traditional elegance.
Oh, I love that. Hello, Dawn. I have these. They are great. The pincers are too big for most gemstone holes, but I use as a pearl enhancer bales, and they are a favourite seller. Oh, so Dawn. So they're one of your big time sellers when you use them with the likes of your pearls as your enhancer. I love that. Pearl enhancer bales. I like that a lot. That's a great idea, Dawn. Thank you very much for letting us know. That is a great shout. Lots of you treating yourself to these ones, which is always wonderful to see. Hello to every single one of you. Maybe you want to use these with some of those gorgeous pearls I've got coming up for you later. Maybe you want to use them with my very special opal, which has got a really nice glow about it, a really nice glow. The agate is coming up just before 10 a.m. this morning. So that's not long at all, is it? Not long at all, not long for you to wait. Well done to everyone who's getting your hands on these sterling silver bales. Really good fun they'll be to work with, indeed. Okay, bringing to you now, real quick, some cords. Now, we're going to be using cords in your second demonstration, and I know that you use them in quite a bit of a different way to maybe how I'm used to seeing them. We've used the cords on the scraps design in the middle, just by really working with the product itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and the volume of the product.
Yes,
because there's so much on those on the reels.
Yeah.
And I really like the way they naturally twist together. I tried straightening them out, and that works. But when you're working with a lot, it's much easier to allow them to twist on themselves. And that's what I did, just en masse, really.
So you're almost letting them do what they will.
Yes.
So if you want to be able to get that look, which I have to say is so eye-catching that even, manager Scott said, oh, I love the way you've used those cords. And obviously, just like all of us, we all get to see lots of cords used in many different ways. But it's lovely just to see what a statement that makes. It makes a statement that says, it's almost catwalk, but wearable.
Yes. Well, that's
Isn't
exactly, yes. I do try and do designs that are wearable.
Yeah,
mostly.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that one most certainly is. I've got some cords that will give you a very similar look to that one indeed. Obviously a little bit chunkier because we have got the chunkier cord here, but you're getting a double trouble on the copper, the silver and the black spiral patterned thread. So this is slightly different to the one that we do have in the kit, but you'll be able to see, if I can find the end, you'll be able to see it is slightly thicker than what we see in the kits, but it'll work in exactly the same way for you. If you do want to seal the ends off as well, it's quite easy to do with these ones. You just cut it and then you can seal it with a thread zapper or a flame if you want to, or of course with glue or nail varnish. You've got a beautiful high shine on this. It gives a real nice accent detail. Get your double trouble at £8.95 for you today. So how many metres is that? 600 metres worth of cord at £8.95 for you today on that collection. It's a beautiful array of colours as well. You've got some real cool kind of steampunky pieces. You've got some really nice metallics, which are really big at the moment, huge in at the moment actually. In fact, I was watching this morning when I was leaving for work, I was watching a programme that's all to do with how to make your money go further. Do you know the type of meme? And they were saying how metallics are really big at the moment, and a lady on it made a handbag out of a reflective window screen shield so that your car doesn't get hot. She made a reflective bag out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually that reflective metallic is very in, isn't it?
It's so in,
yes.
yeah. So in fact,
yeah.
that, this TV programme's showing you how to make a cheaper version. So you can get your hands on these to maybe add a little accent to things like that. You can, of course, use them in the way we're going to be showing you later. If you just like plaiting or braiding in your hair, these are going to look wonderful as well, which, again, is big at the moment. Hair adornments is huge at the moment when you look on the catwalks, absolutely mammoth. So it's just a lovely way to add a little bit of shine, a little bit of sparkle. And again, if like me, you're a paper crafter, perfect. I'm bringing to you a star buy in a moment or four. And it is a collection which we've only got 54 of, and we'll be bringing this to you as a start buy. It's a beautiful array of very, very precious gemstones indeed. This coming up, star buy, not very long at all. I'm talking minutes this is coming up, and I've not got a huge amount of chances. So if you want tanzanites, sapphire, emerald and ruby, stay tuned, because literally minutes. I mean minutes. Okay, coming up for you now, box numero uno, earrings. Oh, where's my box gone? Hey, I had one not so long ago. It's all right. It's all right. I'll just show you these. What did you think I said? I've got for you here a stunning set of earrings, which I just know you are going to love and adore. Thank you, Cass. I don't know what I've done with mine. I think I've just flunged it somewhere. Flunged. Why not? I've got for you here a sensational set of earrings. You're going to love them because they're just so beautiful, aren't they? Oh wait, this isn't the right one apparently. Is it not? You did say 9 o'clock hour, box one. I've got some shepherd's hooks around here. Yes, I do have some shepherd's hooks around here. We'll bring these for you in a second, the flowers. Hold them horses. Hang on. I picked up the right one before. Sterling silver flower. Talk amongst yourself. Flower earrings. Yeah, I've got the flower earrings, definitely. I've got the flower earrings. What do you want to do? Talk amongst yourself. Gosh, that's what threw you off, is it? I just feel like a ventriloquist dummy then. Can't do it again now. That is like a ventriloquist dummy, isn't it? Isn't that just accidental? Hang on. It's all right. Dion's just... Which one? Sorry. The flowers. The butterfly backs. Yeah, I'll do those ones now. Okay. Sorry about that. There's pictures wrong and everything else. But I'm going to bring you these. Anyway, these ones are your flower earrings. And I've got to say, I think they are absolutely delightful. They really are beautiful, aren't they? It's almost poinsettia-esque. And I say that purely due to the large petals and due to that centre section. But they're not quite that, are they? They're very mystical. Liz, flower-wise, what would you say these are? Would you describe yourself as a horticulturalist?
I do like plants, but fantasy flowers, but they are...
Perfect, yeah, that's what I was going to go for as well.
They're sort of poinsettia-like, but not the middles.
Yes, exactly, yes, slightly different.
They're really lovely though. They're very pretty.
They are beautiful, aren't they? These are sterling silver again, so they're pure real deal 925 sterling silver, okay? And what you've got, I'll show you around them. You can see, obviously, that's the front detail, but let me show you the side of these because they've actually got a hidden loop. So if you want to make these into dropper earrings, perfect. So look, there's your hidden loop. And let me show you again from the front. So you definitely can't see that loop from the front, but it is present at the back. So you're going to be able to add some chain from that if you want to. Just to let everybody know that the picture on the website at the moment in time is incorrect. We are working hard to change this photograph for you. We will change it shortly. What I'm showing you on screen now is definitely what you're going to be getting. Okay, so the picture on the web is slightly wrong, but just ignore that. It is these. You've got that ear pin as well at the back that obviously goes through the piercing. And you do have the butterfly backs as well, stating 925 upon both elements, so on the flowers and on the butterfly backs as well. That means that you know you've got high-end quality, and that means you know that there's less chance of things like allergies. Silver at the moment going bing, 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 up in price time and time again over the last few weeks. Tends to at this time of year with the rush for Christmas, etc. So I would say get these whilst you can, because we bought these before that price hike. I think these are absolutely stunning. Your price point today, That is for 2 pairs, ladies and gentlemen. £9.95 for you. What do you think of that, please?
I would have them, most definitely. They're really classy, because
They are.
sometimes when you see the little flowers, they're a bit too cutesy or just not quite beautiful enough, I think. And they are really stunning, I think.
Yeah, they are
really
beautiful.
lovely.
I'm just going to place them up to my ear so you get an idea.
I love the fact that sometimes earrings are too long when you use a fish hook, particularly if you've got a short neck like me. So, so I think they're lovely.
I
really
think they're
lovely.
phenomenal. They're a beautiful size. They rest just perfectly for me. And the fact that I probably would wear them as studs, but then actually have a nighttime pair with loads of chain coming off the back as well.
Well, you could do it so that you could just have them as studs and then just add, just quick whenever you want to put them on, just
hey, clever,
put
clever,
on
clever.
something to drop.
Nice look, agrees Leanne. Thank you. Julia says, hi Becky, have these earrings, the 925 on them. Have these earrings, the 925 on them. I see. Many thanks. Yep, they do. Let me show you. In fact, it's got it on both elements, Julia. Let me show you. Can you see it there? 925. It's upside down, but there. And then look on here as well. 925. See it there? So all of the elements say 925 on them, Julia. So I hope that helps you. The great thing about that is that obviously people know if you're giving it to them that it's 925, and also the fact that you've kind of got the security and safety, let's say. If you do give these to anyone, they do know they have sensitive ears. It's something they can check themselves then, isn't it? They've got the 925, so they're not going to have anything. 20 left, 20, that's it. And you are, like I said, getting 2 pairs of these. How perfect are these for a wedding, ladies and gents? You got any weddings coming up 2016? They're great for bridesmaids, actually, aren't they? Really great idea. I'm just explaining to you again that there is a different image on air right now. That's the image you're seeing on the web. Ignore that. This is the right image. We're changing it over for you as soon as possible. It's just the wrong picture got put to the wrong code. So sorry about that. But if you watched it on the web, apparently someone has just messaged in again. The picture on the web is different. We are aware of that. And we're working hard to get it changed. These are definitely the things you're getting. Because you can see the code TZGC62, and these are the butterfly back earrings, which obviously the other ones don't have, so I hope that helps you. Okay, well done to everyone. 4 or 5 spiral on a jump ring behind those, and they are evening and day. Miss Christmas, totally get that, love that idea.
Pearls from them, and you were talking about wedding for bridesmaids, wouldn't that be lovely?
That would be perfect.
Yeah. Really gorgeous.
Okay, not many of those left, about 4 left apparently. So how do you feel about getting your hands on some very high-end gems that will go with that very high-end metal? This is your Style Buy. When you've got such a wide variety of gemstones, you have the opportunity to own something extremely special indeed. Now, I need to forewarn you, if there's 70 of you sat at home that want these, not all of you are going to get them. This is a low stock opportunity, so if you want them, get yourself on the phone as quickly as you can, and I'm sure you will, because I have got a quadruplet set, quadruplet. What? I have a quadruple collection of your stunning gemstones. Now, I've got on my hand here your tanzanite. This tanzanite is spectacular quality. Don't forget, you're looking for a few different things when it comes to tanzanite, and one of them is the colour. A beautiful strength of colour upon this, really beautiful. And you're getting some decent size in here as well. A whopping 25 carats across the entire strand. One of the rarest gemstones there is out there in the world. So if you want to come and get it whilst you can, because the tanzanite situation at the moment is not as positive as we would perhaps hope it were. So if you want to come and get your hands on this, then do treat yourself to it as soon as possible. I'm then going to bring to you your emerald. Emerald has got such a wonderful history and story and tale behind it. I love and adore emerald. Emerald was actually used in The Wizard of Oz, as I'm sure you all know, at the Emerald City, and there's a few different reasons behind that. It was originally used, obviously, in the book before the well-known film with Judy Garland came out, and in the book it was actually described that Emerald City wasn't made of emeralds. It was actually that the people who lived in Emerald City walked around with glasses that had emerald lenses, and one of the reasons that in the book that was described as being the reason was because it was said that when everyone walked around in emerald glasses, that everybody looked the same and therefore everyone was treated the same. Now that's one of the reasons that this gemstone has kind of the history and tale, and if you obviously believe in the likes of crystal healing, can't say whether or not it's true, but I can say that if you do believe in it, then the fact of the matter is that that's one of the reasons that this is thought to be quite a forgiving gemstone, a gemstone that's meant to stand for equality, as among many other things as well, of course, but also to do with strength. So a really interesting gemstone, and that's just a tiny element of the history of this. I mean, literally there's books dedicated to that one gemstone. Very interesting indeed. I'm now going to bring to you the ruby. Now the ruby, of course, one of the members of a very well-known, corundum family of gemstones. This is the only gemstone in that family that has the red colouring, and it is often counted as the most expensive of all, the most valuable of all in that family, in the corundum family, per carat. So a very, very special gem to have there, in particular in that richness of colour. Stunning gemstone indeed, and of course the anniversary gem for the 15th and the 40th wedding anniversary. I've then got for you the other member of that well-known family, and this is your stunning sapphire. That colour of blue really just bursting throughout this all over. To be able to get that symmetry, let's say, of colour all the way through. So there's not bits on this that are really dark blue and then really light wishy-washy blue. It's got a lovely evenness. To be able to get that naturally, which that strand is naturally, is almost unheard of. It is very, very difficult to get indeed, and it's all just to do with our stranding workers. You've got here 4 very special strands. Every single one of them could tell you, not literally, but could tell you a story in one way or another. And yes, someone did say blue, Dion. That was me. I didn't just say blue once either. I didn't just say blue once. You ready for this? Start by price point should be almost £42. That's a great deal. Nearly just Tony the Tiger then. £29.95 is actually your price point for this collection. That means that per strand, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at less than £10, which is phenomenal. When do I ever say that about a tanzanite? A faceted tanzanite. Okay, yeah, all right. I might have said once or maybe twice £9.95 for a nugget strand of tanzanite, but I wouldn't have said £7.48 for a faceted strand of tanzanite, would I?
I don't
or
think
ruby,
so.
or emerald, or sapphire, or in fact probably anything apart from maybe, oh, I don't know, a shell, you know, a shell pearl. What do you think of this collection, please, Liz?
An excellent deal. Really, really lovely. If you want to get your hands on really high-end jewels, then it's perfect. It really is perfect.
It's your opportunity to do so,
Yeah.
isn't it? Really is. How would you show these off to kind of their maximum?
You wouldn't use them all together, definitely not.
No.
I think I would use things that bring out the natural colour of each of the stones. So sometimes it's the complementary colours, so it might be that you go with something that's a bit orangey that will bring out the blues.
Ah, I see.
So, but the red and the green, unless you're going for Christmas look, that's probably not not the thing.
Yeah.
But you know the black spinel that was in the kit?
In your kit earlier on.
That would be lovely. In fact, it would be lovely
That
with
just
any of
pop.
them, but I'm looking at the ruby there. It would be gorgeous with the ruby.
It would be special.
Really beautiful.
Wondering if it would go nicely with our pearls, maybe.
Maybe. Oh, yes. Actually, the sapphire. Put the sapphire with those, because it's got the same sort of quality of blue.
You're right, actually. Let me show you them there. Let me just...
It's got that same sort of inkiness.
Yes, Yep. That works so well, doesn't it? And I love the juxtaposition between that heavily faceted surface and then that natural movement of the orient. That's a stunner, isn't it?
Liking that very much, actually.
Oh, I'm loving that.
With either silver or gold, that would really work.
That would be really nice. Love that. Not long for the pearl at all. Anyone up for some double trouble? Anyone? Well done, everyone who got that collection. Really special indeedy do. God. Number 9, box 5. I've got a double selection now of your Matrix collections. Doubly troubly on your earring findings. This, oh, there's such a lovely detail of earrings in here. Let me get a couple of these out. Now, I just want to forewarn you that these are essentially £18 each per box. Previously, but not today. Let me show you just a few examples of the gorgeous details I've got in here, because there's so many of them. Now, earring findings. Earring findings, Liz, is it's got to be something good when we have lots of different styles, is it?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, everybody has, well, you want different designs for different earrings that you're going to make, because some really suit the big ones, some really suit being on the ear.
Yes, you're right.
Everybody's earlobes are different as well.
Very true.
So,
You've, if you don't mind me saying, if you don't mind me nosying, I've got a detached lobe.
have I?
Yeah, mine
I'm
is
sure
attached.
it's still attached. They were there this morning, I'm sure.
Mine's an attached lobe. Mine's an attached lobe.
Oh, I see the bit underneath. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so that, mine just goes down. It's almost like I have no earlobe at all. Yeah, does yours do that as well, Ollie? Yeah. Kerry's, you'll be glad to know that yours are detached. You've got a detached lobe. Dion, what's your lobe situation? Detached as well. Well, oh gosh, we're half and half at the moment. Oh, no. Attached are winning. Oh, detached are winning. The final one that we have to ask, obviously, today is possibly the most glamorous person on the whole team. It's the wonderful, attached or detached, Cassie.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
I don't know what's the difference, was her reply then. Well, are your earlobes attached? Or Kerry, Cass, yeah, Kerry, you go and have a look for us, Babs. Go and have a nosy at her earlobes for me. Yeah, thanks. In the meantime, Kathy's detached. Detached is winning. Hers are detached.
There we go.
Me and Ollie in the minority today. Anyway, the point is, you're right. It does make a difference.
Yes.
The type of ear you have. You've got so many different styles appropriate for the lady or gent with the detached or attached lobes. $35.90 they should be together. Oh, you're joking. Buy one and get one for £4. That is a huge saving on these. These were £18 per pop, essentially. You're getting 2 packs. That's 32 pairs. What do you think of that, Liz?
That's phenomenal value. Really is. And when you've got actual proper precious metal, then it always makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
When it's sterling silver as well. My gosh, it's sterling silver. Look at the detail on some of these. I mean, how pretty are they?
lovely.
You
That's
also get
really
the ones that are
nice.
locked.
Yes.
They're the ones with the lock details. You get loads of different ones and loads and loads and loads of different designs, and they're working out for sterling silver 69 pence per pair. That is phenomenal, isn't it?
And if you're selling your jewellery and you can get them for that price, because it adds a huge amount to the value, doesn't it?
Yep, it really does. What about the place that, you know, the places that you go and get your ears pierced in the window? You know the ones I mean? Yeah, that one. Yeah, they're, you know, when you go in there for a pair of simple studs, they're, well, I've seen ones at the £12.99 mark, but there are some around the $8.99 mark, which are just, you know, simple, plain studs. Not gorgeous, intricate, detailed ones like these. I think that is really very special indeed. Lodi coming in. Oh, hello. It's lovely to see you all over today. Lovely to see every single one of you. Buy one, get one for £4. I don't know what it means, but my ears are half and half. I don't know what it means, but my ears are half and half. Let me show you what it means, okay? This is my earlobe. I love how I'm doing that weird presenter thing of just stroking the earlobe. What's that about? So, these are mine. You see how there's no bit that kind of hangs down here, is there?
No blobby bit at the bottom.
No blobby bit at the bottom. Very specific. So I hope that helps you, Susie. Does that help? Mine's unattached. Whereas Liz's, as you can see, are detached.
They have a blobby bit at the bottom.
A blobby bit at the bottom.
That
Can we have a
blobby
look
bit.
at your... Oh, look. Now, Liz is doing the whole strokey
absolutely,
earlobe
the
thing.
strokey bit. I don't have the lovely nails though, Becky. Strokey.
Da, da, da. So, there we go. Learning about lots of things today. Now, just to let you all know, if you want to get your hands on these, I've got a few of them left. But obviously, just to make you aware, it is a double trouble. And what that means is we get our entire quantity, and then we obviously double them up. So say we didn't start off with 10, that'd be ridiculous. But say we had 10 of them, we're doubling them up, which would mean only 5 of you would have the opportunity, if that makes sense. So please do be fully aware that if you want them, we haven't got as many as we previously did. Great show, ladies. This is an awesome deal. I sell online and always send a free pair of matching earrings in sterling as a gift. Bargain. What a great idea, Dawn. I was thinking about that the other day, actually. You know, when you are selling and packaging something, doing a little bit extra now and again can get your customers to be return customers, can't it? And things like you purchasing something and them knowing, I'm going to get a free sterling silver pair of earrings. They don't need to know it costs you 70p for the pair.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yes, a gift that's high value but low cost is perfect.
And that's exactly what this is, isn't it?
It is. It works really well.
It is high value, obviously, because it's sterling silver. Everyone knows and understands sterling silver. We know sterling silver is up there, but the fact of the matter is, we're getting this at a wholesale price, and we, as you know, here at JewelleryMaker, don't whack on the usual percentages for this. We give this to you at as close to warehouse price as we can possibly give to you without us obviously going out of business, but we generally do. We give it to you at the lowest price we possibly can. That is astonishing, and actually to show you how low that is, you know, at staff cost I'd be paying more than you would, so that is a very, very special deal indeed. 28 opportunities left for you on that collection right there, right then. And don't forget, everything you see on screen now you will be getting, and don't forget, get the little matrix boxes too, which is super duper handy. And also to let you know that oh, I need to let you know something else. Oh, I've forgotten. How many pairs altogether? 32. 32 pairs, which would equate to 64 individual pieces. 66 individual pieces if you were to count the boxes. 68 if you wanted to count the lids as separate. I think you would, but I'm just showing that actually +2 is a strong point today. Okay, well done to everyone. Hardly many of those ones left. They go great with some of the pieces we've got coming up, including that stunning opal I've got coming up for you later. I'm so excited to bring you this honey opal, really excited. And also going to go great with my next collection, which is another Stealth Eye. Now, when we were slightly delayed this morning, you will have seen the lovely Elle was playing a strand just like this yesterday. So this morning, if you tuned in at about 9:10 this morning when we were slightly delayed, you will have seen Elle showing this. The difference, though, is that Elle was larger. Elle's was 2 mil larger in size. Maybe you purchased that one and loved and adored it so much, and actually you've had in your mind ever since a little design opportunity, but you're going to need the same gemstone in a slightly smaller, daintier size. Well, then I tell you what, you've absolutely got the opportunity to do that today. Maybe perhaps actually the slightly larger ones, because obviously you've got more carat weight on there, obviously you've got larger size on each individual one. Maybe that was slightly out of your budget. Because these are smaller, I'm going to be bringing them to you at a more affordable price point as well. So if you love and adore them, then now's your opportunity to get your hands on them. Now, if you're not entirely sure what these are, it is a beautiful lace agate. Now, that detail that you've got on those is completely and absolutely natural. And what it reminds me of is it's very much as Mother Nature forms. Very much how the kind of detail of these, how the kind of elements of these come together. So you get this beautiful, almost striations. Almost reminds me of kind of wisps of clouds, doesn't it? It's that kind of look upon the horizon, really beautiful in there. Totally and absolutely natural in its appearance, in its look. Now, what you've got here is something that is usually dyed to get a very vibrant colour. This is actually not. This is its natural appeal. This is exactly how Mother Nature intended it. And when you think about these gentle colours that have this beautiful, almost dreamlike actually colouring through them, you will instantly think, okay, then that's a dye applied upon them, because we rarely get a hue like this in Mother Nature, do we? Obviously, we get the sky I've mentioned, but I mean, gemstone-wise, realistically, the only other one you tend to get around this colour is the Angelite, isn't it? But obviously, Angelite, extremely rare gemstone indeed, and at a very, very, very high price point. We rarely get to bring it to you here at JewelleryMaker. So it's wonderful to be able to get that same sort of colouring, that same sort of tranquility, but actually to be able to get it with the added bonus of those beautiful natural striations, and actually to be able to get it at a really, really great price point today. I've got for you here such a wonderful, wonderful kind of history and tale. It's such an interesting one, it really is. Kind of in the ancient times, this used to be used as a medicine. It used to be used and crushed up. It used to be used to help against things like stings and bites back in ancient times. And that's one of the reasons. I always think it's interesting how kind of myth, legend and lore can sometimes move through to present day. But that's one of the reasons that nowadays certain people believe that this gemstone is a protective gemstone. Certain people believe that this gemstone, in particular in its natural form, which of course this is, can kind of help you and protect you from many, many different things. It is a beautiful gemstone to get your hands on if you love that natural detail and the natural look of it. And to be able to bring this to you at the price I'm going to is very special. I know that the one we brought to you earlier on, on yesterday's show, you were brought to at the £40 mark. I am going to be bringing this to you for less because there is a less carat weight. But actually, I'm going to be bringing this to you at a very, very naughty price. Now, the reason this is very naughty indeed is because the one yesterday was a great price. It was a great deal for those large sizes. But we've got the added bonus to be able to say that we've got Dion. And therefore, Dion has the, let's face it, ridiculous excuse that as soon as she sees blue, what is she meant to do? All she can do is give you a silly deal price. Are you ready for this? That already sensational, £30. Oh my goodness, are you absolutely joking? Oh my gosh, you're gonna get so told off. Ah, Dale's just gone, I'm shaking in my boots, like, That is very, very, very naughty indeed. Let me just let you know seriously and say that genuinely, you know, the other day, you know, the £40 mark that a lot of you will have paid, the £40 mark. Hang on, sorry, £40 mark. Because the one on the other day was $39.95, wasn't it? I'm not sure if they dropped the price from that, but I know that was the go-to initial price. Already, that was a great price point. I think that was a great price point. But to be able to bring this to you today at that price, and I'll be, you know what? We're just those people that are basically, okay, it's blue, so that's an excuse, and it's something we haven't seen for ages, and I like that, so that's an excuse, and it's just one of those opportunities that we really have got a very, very, very special gemstone indeed. Emily saying, wow, Dion, naughty, naughty, naughty. I love you for it though. What? From the West Midlands. Naughty, naughty, naughty. That's my dog accent, that is. That's how I speak to my dog. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Unless she has been naughty, and then it's Bobby. Hello, Georgina, saying, hola, Becky. Watching the show today, sunbathing in Tenerife.
Oh, wow. I'd like to be there.
Oh, I hope you are having a phenomenal time, Georgina. Oh, imagine that.
Yeah.
Feet up, JewelleryMaker on one side, book in the other. Are you by the pool, Georgina? Is it weather nice? Oh, that's jealousy,
what
that.
temperature it is in Tenerife at the
I
moment?
can guarantee almost it's going to be slightly warmer than here.
Yes.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
How lovely. Oh, I hope you're having a really wonderful time. Slightly jealous, I'll be honest, but you're wonderful, so I'm glad you're just having it. You deserve it. Good on you. Hello to Susie. Got mine. Yay! I love blue lace. Thank you, Dion. She says, you're welcome. This is a very, very special gem. How would you be showing this off, please?
Well, it immediately made me think of the tanzanite.
Yes, you're
because
right.
the blues, again, would work really well together, I think. And they're both absolutely fantastic gems.
I think that's stunning. And sorry, I just love your idea. Just as a text comes up that says, you make me laugh, Becky. Love it when you're on. Oh. I have these blue lace agate made a stretchy bracelet with tanzanite in between.
There we go, see?
Great minds thinking alike. And actually, I'm about to bring you a star by after the break. Faceted tanzanite. Rich, rich blue. And let's just see. You're both so right. Yep, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got to leave you with that blue lace agate because I tell you what, not a huge amount of that really rare gem left. It's going to go perfectly with the tanzanite, and if you want it, all you have to do is wait a couple of minutes, that's all. Patience is a virtue, etc. I'll see you really shortly after this break.
There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with JewelleryMaker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with JewelleryMaker. Did you know when you book on a JewelleryMaker workshop, you are given exclusive access to our JewelleryMaker shop? You can browse through special items and offers, be privy to selected discounts and deals that you can't get at any other time. Shop whilst you learn and grab yourself some amazing offers. For more information on workshops and available dates, contact our call centre.
It's the start of a brand new shaft here in Muralani, looking of course for tanzanite. This is about a metre wide, about 1.5 metres deep, and it takes about 4 or 5 hours to get this far down with a shovel. Exhausting work, and I'll be quite honest, I haven't dug this one. But again, there's very little tanzanite today towards the surface. Pretty much this whole area, A block, B block, C block and D block, everything near the surface pretty much is gone now, and therefore all of the stones that we're getting from tanzanite is coming from deeper and deeper down in the earth, and of course that means more cost. More cost means that prices are probably only going to go one way.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome all to Jewellery Maker. How nice it is to be with you today. Do you know what? What a wonderful day we're all having today. I hope your midweek perch, if that's a thing, is going really well so far. It is Wednesday. It's lovely to be with you. My name is Becky, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is a little friend I like to call Tanzanite. Oh, wowzers. Oh, you've got to admit, haven't you? You've got to admit, when a tanzanite is good, it just sings, doesn't it? You can see when a tanzanite is good. This isn't milky, is it? This isn't a milky colour. This is a really beautiful, pure tanzanite. That's how I'd describe this. It is that violetish blue that we look for in a tanzanite. It really is. I've got a lot of that beautiful pleochrysm with this, I really do. I absolutely adore it. I really do. Now, if you want to see the pleochrysm of this gemstone, well, I'm sorry, but the main way you can do it is to get it home. 30-day money-back guarantee, as you well know. But essentially what we're looking for is you're looking for a colour that is the main hue, and then you're looking for a back palette, and the back palette of this, I'm telling you, is absolutely pink. One way I tend to do it is actually just look for the blue in this. Look for loads of blue. Hold a colour of blue in your mind. There's a lot of blue, isn't there? But then as I move it, think about purples and pinks now. And it should be easier for you to see those. Now, obviously, you're going to be able to see that so much better in real life. I'm telling you, honestly, these are lavender tones to me in this light. And as I move them, that does change. But that's essentially what pleochrysm is. It is something which the lights in here are slightly detrimental for, but I promise you when you get this home, you're going to be able to see those. That is one aspect of clarity. Don't get me wrong, I can't say that every single tanzanite does that. I cannot say that at all, but I can tell you that this tanzanite strand is doing that, and there's many elements to that. It's one, because of the clarity, and two, because of the quality. The quality of this is very, very special indeed. When you've got that pleochrysm, you've got something that Mother Nature gives very sparingly, in particular within the likes of tanzanites, but we've got it here for you. Now, there is a tanzanite weekend this weekend. If you like your tanzanite, then get yourself over the weekend because it will be there. But one of the things to kind of point out is that tanzanite at this moment in time is getting very, very difficult to source. So when you see prices like you're about to see, genuinely snap them up. Your price point today. The arrows are in. This is absolutely shocking. £19.95. Now, genuinely, let me tell you exactly what's going on at this moment in time. Basically, long story short, we here generally get, we get the vast majority of our tanzanite from a mine called Tanzanite Mine D. Okay, so there's an area for tanzanite, obviously, if you haven't seen it before, foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro, and we get the vast majority of ours from Mine D. Now, of mine D, it's one of the larger sources. There's a situation has occurred quite recently, and basically what's happened is they're pulling less of the very, very high-end tanzanite out of that mine, and what that means is they're still spending all the money on the machinery, on the miners, on even things like the diesel and the fuel for all of this heavy machinery. They're still spending the same amount, but they're not bringing out the big bucks. They're not bringing out the AAA that gives them the most money. So essentially, if they continue to lose money at a rate in which they are, or it speeds up, or it continues in any way and they don't find the big ones, the big bucks, then essentially they will close the mine down, and genuinely it could be a very short time indeed. 1995 for you today. Good morning, ladies. Just tuned in. It's lovely to see you, Liz. Looking forward to the rest of the show. Hello, Liz.
Hi. It's really nice to see you too.
It is wonderful, isn't it? Isn't it lovely to have run? Now, I'll be honest with you, Beverly, you've already missed a very great demonstration regarding the... Oh, there's jewellery on the desk with the tanzanite. Regarding the felting. It was a great demonstration, really great demonstration. But we've got another one coming up for you now, Beverly, so do not you worry. Emily saying, great to see the super lady Liz back on my screen. I've missed her.
Oh, thank you.
That is lovely. I love that. Super lady Liz. That is good. I love that.
Oh, yes.
So these are the pieces that I've shown you from the tanzanite, which is on your screen as well. So sorry, I forgot about those, showing you those ones. Thank you all for your texts. We've had loads of texts for you, Liz.
Oh, lovely.
Loads and loads and loads. Just basically saying how glad people are that you're back.
Oh, that is so nice. Thank you.
Yeah, everyone's in the mood. Is it nice to be back?
It's fantastic. I was itching to get back. I
Yeah,
really
I bet.
was. And I really miss you all. That was the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I would not keep coming back if I didn't enjoy it here.
No, absolutely. In particular, you know, we were saying before with everything that's gone on, you're doing what you love this year, aren't you?
Absolutely. And if I couldn't stand it here, you wouldn't see me here.
No. So it's just fantastic that she's back with us, and I'm so glad, in particular when you see all of her jewellery, obviously you're going to be over the moon as well. Okay, Becky, we are going to Dion, the 10 o'clock hour, box numero cuatro. Is that 4? Isn't it? Not that I didn't trust you, Ben. You know that she's still trying to teach me Spanish. Be honest, it's not going that great. Cuatro. These are brand new. Sorry, am I right in saying I've got 2 different things here? That's the wrong box. Do you mean it's the wrong box? You're right, I did, Cass. See, Cass, yes, please. Yeah, you're right. I've just spent all that time fishing these ones out. Oh, I love these. Brand spanking new. Thank you, Cass, for setting me straight, and also thank you for me, bro. I've got for you here. These are so pretty. Oh, I love them. I would actually have these as the likes of a pendant, I think. I would. I'd have them. Imagine if you did the 2 pieces of chain just coming from either side. As just a beautiful, it's got a bit of a Celtic knot, almost eternity sign about it,
Yes, I was thinking
hasn't
that,
it?
very much so.
Really beautiful. I'm getting 3 of these. Brand spanking new. These have never ever been seen before for you today. They are real deal sterling silver as well. And do you know what? I'm just putting it out there. Anyone else thinking that we've just had loads of sterling silver of late? I'm sure that around about, you know, when myself and Liz last worked together about 1.5 years ago, sterling silver was hot. You saw it in a finding pack now and again, didn't you?
Yes, I really hardly ever saw it actually.
Yeah. Now we're getting all these gorgeous, intricate designs. I absolutely love them. The phone lines have gone so loop-de-loo about this. There's a slight queue on the phone lines, but it's all right. It's going to be worth it. The vast majority of you are getting your hands on 2s and more. So congratulations to every single one of you. These, just to let everyone know, because I know you'll be interested, do say 925. I flipped them. There's 925. And then there's that beautiful swirling detail that we've got on there. You're getting 3 of these today. Your price point, £5.95 for you for all 3 of them. Sorry, I just remembered there's all 3. I know that sounds silly, but all 3 of them. Let me just show you as well the detail. You've got this loop at the top, well, depending on how you hold them, obviously, that is flat to the body, and then you've got this one at the side, which is turned to the body. Now, because it's sterling silver, I'm sure if you wanted to, you could move that, so obviously be very careful, but actually, that's going to be gorgeous if you, say, wanted to make earrings with these. You know, that bit will then go flat to the ear, and then you get that almost imaginary hanging dangle. There's loads of you coming in for this, ladies and gentlemen. Just to let you know, names about to go off my screen for a second time. Lots of you coming in for these ones. Lovely to see you all this morning. Don't forget, this is the morning show, so we're always very, very busy. And do not forget that if you want to get your hands on things like the pearl, you don't have to wait for long. I'm talking around 45 minutes. That's it, to get your hands on those pearls. And also, if you want to get your hands on that absolutely beautiful brightness and light strand of opal, then that's coming up for you shortly as well. What would you be doing with these ones, please, Liz?
I think they make perfect links in a chain, so I wouldn't just be buying 2 sets, I would probably be buying 3, 4, 5 of them.
Why not?
Because you could make a really beautiful, and with the tanzanite or something like that, they would just be
stunning, wouldn't they?
Fantastic.
Last Chance Saloon, everybody. I'm in my Last Chance Saloon. If everyone were to check out now, I would officially be over allocated, I'm being told. So it's fastest finger first out there. Get them whilst you can. Nice work, all. Okay, I'm bringing more treats and deals and opportunities. Earrings now. Sterling silver. Are they the butterflies? There's something I love about the butterfly shape. There's something when it comes to a butterfly that just instantly makes me very, very happy. And I love the kind of story, the transformation, the connotation that goes along with the butterfly. If you think about, you know, the kind of life tale, the life story of a butterfly, you know, going from, of course, the caterpillar itself, going into the cocoon and then kind of coming out the other side, you know, replenished and beautiful and gleaming. I think it's one of those shapes that is synonymous with positivity. It's synonymous with, you know, going through difficult times and coming out the other end. It's synonymous with things like maybe going on new journeys, new chapters of life, isn't it? You think about kind of maybe even the movement from childhood to adulthood. So a great gift for maybe, you know, 18-year-olds, people moving away from home or university or whatever it might be. There's something just so beautiful about the butterfly shape, don't you think,
There is.
Liz?
Well, the other thing is it's symmetrical.
Yes.
Whereas flowers tend to have 5 petals or whatever. So if you're into the symmetry of things, then they're perfect for that. But there's also, I think, a quality of innocence about butterflies.
I agree.
Because, as you rightly say, it takes me back to childhood and the wonder of it all. And that's what it makes me think of, really.
I love that,
So,
actually. Yeah, if you think about, and it is the kind of fragility of them.
Yes.
And also, yeah, you do learn about their life cycle at school, don't you?
Absolutely, yes.
And I can't really think of any other creature that you learn so much, you know, in that way. It's really beautiful. Now, just to let everybody know that I am actually going to be bringing you these 925 sterling silver sterling silver earrings.
Detached or attached?
I'm going to be bringing you these earrings with the butterfly backs. And what I'll do is I'm going to pop these up to my earlobe now, just so you can see with my attached earlobes exactly how they sit. So
Really
again,
pretty.
really beautifully. And actually, you can, if you wanted to have that stud detail, you could just cut off the little dangly section, couldn't you, if you wanted to? But imagine loads of chain coming from there as kind of like the tail line, as it were.
I just look thinking delicate drops though, because of the fragility. It's such a pretty little butterfly and it's sort of filigree. So just delicate little drops, or just a delicate chain with, say, little drops of tanzanite coming down on the chain.
That'd be really
So
pretty.
it would just be lovely.
Oh,
Well, it
I
could be
love
anything,
that idea.
but I don't know. Butterflies, it makes me think of blue. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Maybe it's
isn't
to do
it?
with the sky.
Makes me think of red.
Oh, really?
How interesting. Yeah, strange, peculiar. Anyway, I've only got 55 of these left. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen. £8.95 on these ones for you, ladies and gentlemen, is a great price. but for the 2 pairs, that is astonishing. Yes, $8.95 for 2 pairs of these, everybody. That is a real deal and a half. I mean, truly, if you're thinking, well, it's about £4.50 per pair, isn't it? Isn't it? That was my maths face. Yeah, sorry about that, my maths
Quick on the
face.
draw there.
I know, yeah. Carrie's just gone, I think you were going to hurt yourself. Yeah, I did about the cog sort of overheating then. Yeah, about £4.50 per pair, which, for that much detail and thought.
Yes, because they are very, very detailed with the little filigree.
They're
really beautiful.
You get that gorgeous kind of lace-like lattice look, which lets the light in and really kind of gives a beautiful translation through there.
I think that's nicer than having a solid petal. No, I was going to say leaf then. I mean, wings. That's
Yes,
the word.
yes,
Wings.
it's catching, Liz. Wings, of course. Bernadette, hello Bernadette. She's saying, JM sterling silver is high quality. I'm collecting sterling as my daughter is getting married in 2017 and need to be ready for the wedding jewellery. You absolutely do. And just to let you know, Bernadette, at the bottom of your screen now, there is an earring set, and this was $9.25. I'll really quickly give you a flash of one, real quick, just of one. So I don't know if you've already got this, Bernadette. It's got all the little black bits in it. They're anti-tarnish strips. Just imagine they're not there, but they just keep it all nice and fresh. But look, you get all these different designs. You've got 32 pairs of these. We bought you, buy 1 box, get 1 box for £4, which is a great price, isn't it? And I don't know if you got, these might, did the flower one sell out? Yeah, I won't show you them, just in case it makes you unhappy. Sorry. But what about, as well, Bernadette, wouldn't it be cool to do a personal shopping day? I'd love that. What about you could have, you could get your hands on these 3 gemstones, tourmalated quartz, your topaz and your smoky quartz, and they all go in this pendant, which is really beautiful. We brought them to you at a silly price point. We really did. Wouldn't that be nice for the bridesmaids or little favours? Because the pendant bail themselves we took to under £6. Under £6. So, anyway, loads more treats coming up for you, and I want to get diving right into this kit, so we've got loads of minks to show you in this section. So, this is going to be, again, a total different medium to the one before. How did you feel when you opened this lid?
Well, I really enjoyed it. I love the colours as well, and the fact that you've got different types of polymer in there.
Yes.
Because you've got the regular polymer in the black, and then you've got a souffle, which has a sort of a lovely matte finish in the pink, and then you've got the pearly one with the creamy white.
Yes, you do.
And that's really nice. It's a nice combination to have.
It really is a beautiful combo to get.
And I love the strands of gems as well. They were gorgeous.
They are special, aren't they? Oh my gosh, how perfect would that go with the...
Yes, absolutely. In fact, that would be gorgeous.
Good. Kerry knows me so well. Kerry's just gone, Becky looks far too excited. Is there a souffle in there for Guess the Name game? I'll be honest with you though, Kerry, possibly my least favourite of Guess the Name game, but I'll do it anyway. Souffle, they always have peculiar names. This one not so. Not as confusing as, say, the likes of the cowboy that we get. There's a cowboy one. Oh, I tell you what, there's a Mai Tai, there's a Pina Colada, there's all types. There's one just called So 80s. Yeah. This one, any guesses?
I didn't even notice the
Any
colour.
guesses, ladies and gents? Red. Red? No, it's not red. Cherry pie? No, it's not. Lipstick rouge? No, it is not Dion. It is, of course, Bordeaux, of course.
Right.
Oh, we're all kicking ourselves now, aren't we? I've also got for you the Primo, and you get the nicely named black, and you also get the accented pearl as well. That means it's got these gorgeous little micros in it, so it has this really nice sheen. I'm also bringing to you, speaking of sheen, the cord, which is what we've used on that stunning neckline piece. These are the finer cords than we've had on so far today. And you get that really wonderful mystic colouring, which I adore. It's almost like a pearl in itself, actually, isn't it? And then obviously you get the gold and you get that kind of, how we describe this, grey. It's kind of almost a...
It's gunmetal-y colour.
Gunmetal, you're right. Dion just went blue. Okay, I'm going to go with it. I'll go with whatever you say, my love. I've also got in here for you the gems themselves and these shards. I just love these. I'll be honest, I still haven't got my hands on this strand yet. And I really, every time I see it, I think, well, Becky, get it. But I always forget.
I think it looks lovely just like that, you know, as well.
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, I did think about that, but I thought, I think I need to do something else with them as well.
Yeah, you know, push the boundaries a bit. But it's just so eye-catching with the look of it. And I love
it is lovely.
How you've used it. It's a very different way to how I've seen this one used before. I'm then going to bring to you these pearls, and I've got to say, they go so well with the cashew pearls I've got coming up within the next few minutes, don't you think? That deep, rich colour just works so well off them both, doesn't it? Now, these are your black, fresh water pearls that I have here for you. So, genuinely created in a mollusk. It's got that beautiful kind of inky look over the top of them, which just gives you this burst of pearlescence that just bounces across the orient.
So you sort of get flashes of purple and flashes of blue with it. It's just really gorgeous.
Yeah.
So I really like those.
It's really stunning. It is a very, very flashy pearl indeed. I'm then going to bring to you a big amount of this chain. Now this is huge. It's described as aluminium chain, so that means it has got a beautiful...
It's light as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's aluminium, which of course we'll know is kind of your drinks cans, what they're made out of. It is beautiful. Oh, I just love the sound of it. It is really, really, really wonderfully lightweight, but it also gives us the opportunity to be able to give it really interesting textures like this. You see that texturing running across it? Isn't that stunning? Now, these are open jump rings that you've got here, so you can open them just as you would a jump ring if you so wish, but push them back together, obviously, if you have your tools, and they are going to stay. That is super duper duper sturdy, really is. So, you've got a mammoth amount of that as well.
You do like that sound, don't you?
Honestly, that makes me so happy. It's little things in life, and I love noises. Yeah, I just love noises. Great. I've also got for you all of these details coming up at one price. Now, let me just let you know here that it's a great mixed medium kit, and the price we're about to do is something very, very naughty indeed. If you do want to treat yourself to this day, you have got the opportunity to do so, but I do want to encourage you that already demand has been high on this. And the fact of the matter is that actually to get your hands on this, you are going to have to be quicker than you normally would, because the pieces we've got in here are unusual. I mean, when's the last time we saw the polymer clay collection? Very rare opportunity. But also, I haven't seen the likes of this chain before. And also, when we're doing things like genuine black pearls that go so well with the cashew I showed you earlier, and those shards in a kit, we're taking the price down, and you know it. Now, people on the web, you have already seen the price point. We've just brought that price point in for you. And I just need to forewarn you all that we're only going to give you sort of 30-40 seconds more to add these to your baskets before the telephone bidders get in there. Now, the reason we're going to do that is it separates up the time, so there's not kind of a crash on the web or anything, but also for the fact that it kind of separates your time up slightly. If you do want to get your hands on this, web bidders, now's your opportunity, because the phone bidders are about to come in. Let me very quickly reiterate exactly what we're getting. Beautiful, beautiful golden shard. So stunning black pearls. You've got a massive amount of that Zari thread. And you've got 3 types of your polymer. If you've never worked with polymer before, do not worry. It is one of the easiest mediums to get into. Perfect for many, many ages. And we're going to show you exactly how to use it today. You're getting the pearl, the Bordeaux, and you're getting the noir, the black as well. You're also getting that stunning chain with a texture on one side without on another, which you can use in multiple different ways. Your price point today on this very exclusive kit today, just £21.95 for you today. That really is a truly, truly special deal indeed, isn't it, Liz?
I was expecting you to say £10 more than that.
Yeah?
I really was.
Yeah.
There is so much in that kit.
There really is, isn't there?
Because I've made loads of pieces and I could have just carried on and on and on. Yeah.
I think that is a wonderful price point. You know, you generally, from what we've seen, you can be getting your polymer around the £2.50 upwards mark. You can be getting them slightly less as well, but just for the simplicity of maths, even if we said £3 each, £3, £6, £7, £8, £9 within the polymer alone you've got there. We know full well we tend to bring you the Zari cords at the £9.95 drop down price. So already actually there you pretty much got £20 worth, which would make this entire amount of chain and all of those shards and the pearls, well, £1.95 pretty much, which is silly when you think of it like that, wouldn't it? Oh, Em says, Becky, the sound of that chain sounds so substantial, like a ball and chain. Sorry what I was going for. I was going more for, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, what's that? You know what I mean? Like, you all know exactly what I mean, don't you? You're there with me. I know, you can sense it.
In this land of pixies and
it
with
does,
their boots
I
on
know,
and-
it does. It's all about them today. Okay, everybody, if you want to get your hands on this one, please do be quick because we're going to be showing you exactly how to work with it today. And also to let you know, Dion, you are ridiculous. But I mean it in the nicest possible way. You'll never guess. Well, you will guess actually. Dion, she's just one of those people. She's just gone, hey up. I've just realised because obviously our first kit, Scott did the price of that because Scott does the first hour. Dion's just gone, hey up. I've just realised what price Scott did his at. That's ridiculous. I can't have him beating me. So she's just gone and done the same price.
Oh, wow.
Purely for the fact that she didn't want to be beaten by Scott, which is ridiculous, isn't it? But that's exactly why we love her so much, isn't it? That is silly, silly, silly deal, isn't it?
That is an amazing deal. It really is. When you think, I mean, I've got still loads of stuff left over from making all those pieces over there. And the trial outs and my step-by-steps and all the rest of it. So it's a really good deal.
I love this about polymer. When I look at your pieces, they look so different, they look so unique. We're going to be bringing you, well, we have got today in some of these sheets for you if you want to get that high shine glow. But also the fact that the texture on this you've got is just beautiful.
Well, there's
really pretty.
The souffle makes all the difference with particularly with that one. It's that lovely matte. So you don't have to spend ages sanding it or polishing it up in any way. It's
stunning.
lovely.
Let's, I suppose, get started because we haven't got a mass amount of time left already. Well, we've got sort of 28 minutes to load. But just to let everyone know, if you want to get your hands on this kit, it is just $19.95 for you today on this, and that is a sensational deal indeed. Where are we going?
Right, we're going to start with the necklace closest to you, and this is inspired by a lady called Sylvie Perot. She is a really talented polymer clay artist. So this is my take on the technique.
Okay.
So what you need to do is we've got the lovely souffle and we've got the pearl and the black.
Fab.
And what I need to do is have some pale colour other than the pearl, a mid colour and a dark colour for this, so that you got some real contrast here. So I've already pre-made some, but I'm just going to give you some idea of what we need to do to make your colours up here.
Okay.
So that's the souffle just as it comes from the packet. So I'm not going to take all of it, I'll just take that much from it, put that back over there. I'm being very much neater and more organised than I usually am.
Get you?
So I want to just add a small amount of black. That's probably even too much to begin with because the black really darkens it really quickly.
Okay.
So it's better to add just a little at a time, and I'm just going to the pasta machine and I'm going to start rolling it out.
Okay.
I love the fact that this is now fixed, this pasta machine.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, it makes such a difference. Instead of holding it still. Okay, so
Fighting with it.
yes, I'm on 3 on my pasta machine for a little bit until I get it going.
Okay.
And what I tend to do then, you can see the colour coming.
Ah, we're all ready.
Yeah, then I turn it down a bit and make it thinner, and it'll blend it a bit more quickly then.
And that's why we only add a little at a time, because you can always add more, but you can't take away.
Yes, particularly I find that I have to add a very small amount of the black,
Yeah.
but actually quite a lot of the pearl to change the colour, to get it light enough.
Because just like with painting and with colouring, certain colours have more pigment than others, don't they?
Yes, they do, absolutely. And it does vary really quite strongly between the different colours here of polymer clay.
So it's all kind of in the fun of practising.
Yes, absolutely. And just for those of you that don't know much about polymer clay, if you notice when I fold it, I always stick it fold side down into my pasta machine, which is a clay roller.
Fab.
So actually that's still not as dark as this piece which I made earlier. So you just keep adding a little bit more black, just a little, until you get it so that you have got 3 different colours.
3 different colours. And
So-
if you do want that roller, we're about to put it up on your screen right now for you. Want those graphics coming, it's for that clay roller, the same one.
So I have got my 3 different colours there. Now then the next thing you need to do is to roll out some black. And I'll just put those off there. And I've rolled that out on number 1 thickness. You could go as far as number 3 on my Atlas machine, but no thinner than that for this purpose, because this is going to be the base. So I've taken, I'm just going to move those off there. Oh no, I can't leave that
Oh,
one there.
I've just heard that we're dropping the price of the clay roller.
Really?
Oh, that's nice, isn't it?
That's
Should
really
be
nice.
£15, which already is great at £15, isn't it?
Yes, it jolly well is.
Oh,
That's amazing.
£9.95.
Please can I have another one?
So do come in and get those whilst you
Yes.
can, because I tell you what, you can get these and they can be quite up there in price point.
Ooh, they can be 25, 30 quid sometimes.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely.
So I've just got now one of those Fat Daddy-O cutters, and I'm just going to cut out my black. What I tend to do with these is I actually leave the cutter there until I've removed the excess. So then I've got that there. Okay, so now what I want to do is start making some shapes on here, and I'm going to make this like a mosaic. But before I begin, I just want to show you the difference between just mushed together polymer, when I've rolled it through once, this is the pearl, and then completely blended polymer. So when you use the pearl, you need to put it through the pasta machine a number of times to really make it, get rid of the streaks and start to make it, so all the little mica bits in there all lie in one direction and you get a smooth finish to it. So that's what we're going to do. So you start using a firm blade, not the bendy blades. So I'm just going to neaten up my edge. I do this very randomly. I could plan, but I don't. So I'm just going to take myself a piece probably about like that. And then I'm going to take my little scalpel blade, and I often just stick that in the side. Ooh, I haven't done that very neatly. I don't want to stick my head over. So, and I'm going to place it across here. Just neaten that up a bit because I don't want it to be to be not straight. Okay, so then you choose another colour. You can carry on with the pale colour if you want, or you can then just move to another colour. I've chosen to do rough triangles, but you could do any shape you like. Things that you can fit together again are really handy, because it does get to be a bit of a jigsaw.
Okay.
So I'll put that on there, and I'm leaving a little bit of a gap.
So you could maybe sketch it out to scale first, or if you're happy just to roll with it, then absolutely do that as well.
So you keep adding, slowly, slowly. We're using your 3 different colours, and that's why it's important to have that contrast between the 3 colours, so that they don't all look a bit the same. So I'm going to put those here, because Becky was telling you all about tanzanite and all sorts of lovely things. I've done one.
You're so good. And this is in the fan shape of which we put the cutters on your screen now. They are the Fat Daddy-O cutters, and we brought them to you for just $14.95.
Oh, that's a really good price.
Or are they?
Oh, are they going better? Oh, I'm so envious.
Your price point today, £9.95 for those fan-shaped cutters, and they'll last in stock. Just to let you know as well, you can bake on them and everything else. They're just great, aren't they? Seamless. They're brilliant.
About half price.
It's fab, that, isn't it?
That is amazing. Anyway, once you've got your design all filled in, if you notice I've left little gaps.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not all close to. So now I'm going to cut down, recut that shape.
Got you.
I have left all the pieces hanging over, and I'm just going to cut down firmly. And again, I prefer to remove my the excess while the cutter's still there, because then if I haven't cut perfectly, then I'm less likely to make a tear.
I see.
If that makes
Good
sense.
tip.
So let's just get rid of those. In fact, I'll use that blade. Sticks today, doesn't it? It's funny. Do it at home, it doesn't stick.
Different temperatures.
Yes. It is, yes, because my house is a lot cooler than the studio. So all of those pieces will now become scrap. Thinking of the scrap, you could have done your base layer in scrap if you want to, particularly as I tend to put an extra back on the back of it. So, okay, pull that off.
Fab.
So now we're going to put a design on the top. And hopefully I've got some little cutters here. I have got some small ones. There's a little, excuse me, ferreting around in my pot.
Ferreting.
Well, it's so hard to pick up. Okay, so I've just got some tiny little cutters here. I'm going to perhaps put the heart shape there. I'm not going to cut all the way through. I just want to make an impression. So I'm going to press down a little and then just give it a bit of a wiggle, a gentle wiggle. Because you want to make a cut on there that is deep enough.
I see.
Yes?
Yeah.
It needs to be deep enough for when we grout it, the polymer clay's got to stay in there. So then
Yes,
maybe
you heard it correctly. Grout it.
we're going to put some, I don't know whether to call it grouting or backfilling.
Let's see.
or,
Oh, I don't know. Backfilling. Oh.
So I've used those cutters, and then the other thing I like to do is perhaps put some little marks in here.
Just to give it detail. And actually, whilst
Yes.
you're doing that, Susan's just asking, can you felt into polymer clay? Susan's asking.
There would be no reason why, because the felt wouldn't be hurt with the temperature of the oven.
Yeah.
It's a bit hairy, that's the only thing. So you're thinking of making up a felted piece and then putting it in. Because if you tried needle felting or something directly into the clay, then you break your clay up, which may not be so lovely.
No, so it's a possibility.
Yes.
Why not try it out?
Yeah.
Just to let you know, we've got these cutters up on your screen right now. You've got your butterfly, your bow, and your dove collection, and you have got a trio of each size, as you can see. So a nice way to add texture. Of course, you have to do the whole picture, although some of them would be small enough if you wanted to. But a great way to add a texture. And of course, if you wanted to do this design, but maybe with a bow detail, then you absolutely could. The price point today of these pretty cutter sets is rolling down, of course. Why not? It's midweek. Your price point today, ladies and gentlemen, is just £3.
Oh, wow.
£3. Massive, massive price drop on those ones today, and you get all of those cutters. That is an added to your order deal. Well done all.
The cutters are really good to felt into as well. So when I'm needle felting, that was, if we hadn't had the technical issues earlier on,
Yeah.
I'd have shown you the other demo for the felt, when you
yeah.
can felt directly into the cutters, and then you get a beautiful butterfly shape. Or
Yeah,
shape.
fab.
So, okay, so now I've made the marks on here. And it's this point, if you see it's on a separate tile,
Yeah.
it's at this point I would then bake it.
Fab. Okay.
Okay, so I have one.
Baking
I have
done.
Baked, yes. Ta-da, a baked one over here. So it's with a slightly different design on there. So that's quite firm, and I bake it for half an hour at the right temperature, which is about 130 degrees. So now we need to make the grout.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of the black. I'll take some of the scrap there.
Don't forget you did get the black in the kit, which is something we very rarely give you in a kit, actually.
Oh, really?
The black. Yeah, no, very rarely do you get the black and a white tone. Very rare indeed. Do treat yourself to those ones. It's at the bottom of your screen now. Really silly low price.
Okay, so now there's a number of different things you can use to make this much softer and stickier. You can use the liquid Sculpey. You can also use a clay softener.
Yeah.
I think there's a Kato one as well that softens the clay. And you can use the clay that does soften, if you sort of mean that. You can
Yes,
actually
I
get
know
a
what you mean.
specialist clay to do that as
Okay.
well. But I'm just
So you're using the Sculpey.
Yes, it's just what I happen to have. So for that amount of clay, I need quite a bit, because I want this to be really sticky. So if you really object to getting your hands dirty, this is probably, you may not like this bit.
Or gloves.
Yes, or gloves, because this is a bit sticky. But you can use baby wipes and it all comes off. So that's what I tend to do. I really want this to be quite soft and make it nice and gooey, because I'm going to use this as my grouting medium.
Fantastic. That looks intriguingly gross, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It does, doesn't it?
It is really. Can you feel that, Becky? And you feel
Oh, yeah.
how different sticky it is now.
That feels like a completely different medium.
It does exactly. And it is
Wow.
really, really sticky. So I'm just going to get a baby wipe just to get the worst of it off my fingers a little. Or I'll go home with black fingers. Oh, I suppose that's not new.
So
then.
that was just using the Sculpey liquid, and is
Yes.
it the translucent?
Translucent, yes,
Yeah,
liquid Sculpey. But you could use any of them, to be honest. It really doesn't make that much difference at all. Anything that's going to make your clay really sticky. So now we're going to take
What
this.
about like the glaze?
Which glaze?
You know, the
is that?
glaze, the Sculpey glaze. that you put
Yeah,
over
that's
the
the
top.
same as this.
The
That's,
same
yes,
one.
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought there was something special that I hadn't heard of. Okay, so now I'm going to really squish it in.
Well, you look like you're messing that design up now, Liz.
Yeah, I know. But I want that to go into all of the little spaces.
Okay.
So this is like you're grouting a mosaic.
Okay.
And you squish it in. And you just get it all the way over if I can. And then we've got to scrape off any excess. But then we use a magic ingredient, which is much easier than sanding forever, and which I didn't really want to sand too much because then you lose the lovely matte nature of the souffle.
I know what you mean.
So
The Sculpey Glaze Satin 1 fluid ounce is currently on your screen. Perfect, of course, with your polymer. And £4.75.
it goes forever.
Okay.
I've had my jar of this for years and
Yonks.
years and years and years.
Brilliant.
Really goes a long way.
Great price point.
So now I'm just taking my blade, just carefully taking off the excess. Try not to slice your fingers. It's a really good idea to avoid doing that.
Ah, good tip.
All of this I actually just screw up in a little bit of cling film and use again.
Oh, that's
and
clever.
Save it because you've gone through all the trouble of mixing it and making it all sticky. So you get off as much as you can. And then we're going to use some isopropyl alcohol, which you can get in chemists.
Okay.
And we're going to wipe off any excess. Try not to score your design. Okay,
So obviously just take your time with it
Yes,
at home,
I'm doing
obviously.
it really quickly. I'll just put a little bit in this little jar.
Okay. Remind us what this is again?
Isopropyl alcohol. You can try blending solution from alcohol inks, but I don't think that works as well.
Okay.
Baby wipes will sort of take some of it off, but not as much as you want.
Oh, that is so quick.
It is really good.
Oh, that is... And look at how all of those little speckles you made earlier on.
Yes.
How those are all just staying in place. Has the piece been baked before she put the black on it? Yes,
Yes,
Sissy.
definitely.
Yes, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
When she swapped them over, this one here has been
Yes,
baked.
sorry, yes. You couldn't do this if you hadn't done it, hadn't baked it.
That is really clever. I've not seen that done before at all. Oh, and it's lifted out the heart and everything.
It does, so that's why I say, well, you need to wiggle your cutter. And that one, I didn't wiggle very much. Not quite as much as that one or the heart, so it's not as well defined. The thing you need to pay attention to when you're doing this is that you've got polymer clay in the black grouting in the edge. I need to put a bit more in there. But you go all the way around and get it all in, and then wipe off as much as you can with your isopropyl alcohol, and then you will go ahead and bake that.
That gives a fab look. I just want to get the kind of before and after just to show you. There you go, look. Totally different, isn't it? Picked out all of those details in it. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing this.
It's a real pleasure. And
That's
the nice
wonderful.
thing, you can use this technique in lots and lots of different ways. And I brought along this pendant, which was made in the way that I'm going to show you next. But you can see the little speckles going in here. I just used the pearl and the black.
Brilliant.
But here, I've used one of the texture stamps.
Okay.
I didn't finish this one off because we're going to, you can all stamp.
Yeah.
But I used one of the texture stamps on there, and this is where I've covered it this time it's black, and then I used the pearl as my grout.
Clever.
And that's where I've wiped off some of it,
Got you.
sort of scraped it off, and that's where I've wiped off all of it.
Wow.
But that's a really easy way, but you want some decent texture mats to do that with. Or if you use the finer ones, you have to be careful, really careful, and make sure that your grout's gone in and it's good and sticky and gone in firmly.
Wonderful.
So
I love those
You
designs.
like those?
I really do. I think they're fantastic. And I know we did mention earlier on, just quickly, just briefly, because we did talk about it, the adding the foils onto these and that texture.
That's
really gives a
easy
lift.
to do.
And would you be able to do this kind of design around the outside of the pieces you've just made?
Yes, you could, absolutely.
Oh.
If you can either use your sort of bacon bond stuff, or actually what is really simple to do is just use some two-way glue, the stuff that goes tacky.
I know what you mean.
And you can just put that round, because that actually is what they started off developing the foils for, is using it with this two-way glue. And it really is good. So you just leave it to go tacky and then you can put it on, which is what I did for the piece in the middle, which is just made from the scrap.
Just made from that scrap that we had left over. And if you do want to get your hands on the foils, they're really quickly coming on your screen now. They even tell you on the back exactly how to use them. It's literally just about applying a little bit of pressure, a little bit of heat to it with your fingers.
Yes.
You get the silver and the gold. Your price point for the double trouble is rolling down. Now, bear in mind, we hardly ever see this. You can use this on a multitude of different things to get patterns and textures and looks. Both of them today, £7.95 for you, and you get a mammoth amount of strips in there for £7.95.
They're normally £6.95 for one pack. So, you know, it's a no-brainer.
Treating you
It's
to it
really
today,
good.
we really, really are. We've had so many messages in for you. We'll just squeeze one or two in now. Hi, ladies. Liz, how do you keep the twisted necklace from untwisting?
Actually, that is in the twist of the cord. It just twisted like that, and all I did to make sure that it wasn't going to come apart is I prized open some of the strands and just put a little bit of glue in there, just a little bit of glue, and rolled it back together again, and it just stops it from coming apart. But it's right in the centre, so you still get the same sort of loose feeling around the outside.
Love that.
And it was just really straightforward. It happened. It's one of those happy things that, you know, thinking, how am I going to string this piece? And that's just how it worked out.
That is fab, and I love how you've picked up with the use of the foils that glow from the cords as well.
Yes.
Just makes it tie in perfectly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
More questions. Can you grout with foils?
Not so easily, because the foils will go onto raised areas. So you could, you'd have to bake it first, I'm sure, because if you put too much friction on the foils that you've baked on, then the foils will come off. So often you really want to cover the foils with something afterwards. So I would be cautious using the foils.
Yeah.
You could add them as the foils as accents after you've done the grouting.
Fab.
That would be the better way.
So
and
doing
have we got time to show the other one or not? No. Doesn't
Dion's
matter.
saying,
No. Can I tell you?
to show what? In the next hour, she said. We can do it in the next hour.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Cool. We'll carry it on in the next hour. But right here, right now, though, it is the official time, I think, for the Wall of Fame. We are here at the Wall of Fame, and just to let you know, we've had, as you know, a few technical issues today, so we're not going to be able to bring you the pictures because little things like even the printers won't work. So we're just going to be doing the draw for you today, but we'll be able to tell you the names. I'm going to go for the runner-up prize, which is second place, and the winner will be winning £50. When's the last time you did Wall of Fame, Liz?
A very long time ago, quite a few years ago.
A few years ago?
Yes, because it was before I started doing the DI shows.
Oh my
before
goodness.
DI shows ever
Existed,
yes.
So that is over 2 years ago now.
At least.
That is amazing.
Probably more like 3.
I've got for you now 432 is the number here. 432. The winner of £50 goes to Brigitte Ray. Congratulations to you, Brigitte. £50 coming for you. Well done to you.
I wonder what you're going to get with that, you know.
Treats galore.
Yes.
Right. Liz, wonderful Liz, is going to pick out the winner for today. So cross your fingers, cross your toes. Liz is going in for the winner of £100 today. And the winning number is
416.
416. Michelle Harley, you are the winner of £100. Congratulations to the both of you. Well done to you both. We're going to be back with Liz very, very shortly, but I do have to squeeze in just before the break one of our very special star buys. Just pure luxury, these are. You've only got 100 chances, ladies and gentlemen. I myself never seen anything like this at all. This is spectacular, spectacular strand. These are your real deal black freshwater cultured pearls in the Keshi variety. Now, these are absolutely mammoth. These are one of the most expensive varieties of freshwater pearls that you can get. Why? Well, it's due to what they're made up of, essentially. It's due to what these are created with. So, basically, what is the difference between a Keshi pearl and, say, the likes of a Baroque pearl or a perfect round? Well, the main difference is there's no nucleus inside this pearl. Now, I know that sounds a bit... Does that make any difference? Well, yes, it really, really, really does. And one of the things it makes a massive difference on is the value of the pearl. Now, let me just give you an example here, if I may. I got you this gorgeous lace agate earlier on. Now, obviously this would never happen, but just use your imagination for me for a moment. Imagine we placed one of these inside a pearl. These are actually at the bottom of your screen. We took a crazy amount of money off them. Imagine I placed one of these 10mm rounds within a pearl. Now, you'd be interested to know that actually certain pearls in the world could house something of this size, actually. So, imagine I put one of those inside a pearl. The pearl, naturally, as it does, would feel like there was an intruder there, and then it would eject the nacre to cover this up. Now, obviously, if the pearl was to do that, and add just layer and layer and layer upon top of this, the nacre itself could build up a slight amount of even just 2mm, which actually for certain types of pearls might only take the space of about 6 months. So you could put 2mm on the top of that. Now, what would that mean? Well, that would mean that you were essentially left with a pearl of which the size was a 12mm. But actually, because the nucleus that's been put inside, the irritant that we put inside in a cultured pearl is so large, the pearl hasn't had to work that hard for it, and actually you're not getting that much nacre. You're only getting a tiny, around 2mm worth of nacre, which is the expensive part of the pearl. It's something that isn't recreatable. It isn't something that we choose how much we have or the quality of it. It's just something Mother Nature gives us. So only 2mm worth, but essentially you have got a 12mm pearl. But that means that you've only got 2mm of the expensive part, as it were. Very different kettle of fish when it comes to these, because this has no nucleus whatsoever. This hasn't got that large irritant inside it, so you only need a scraping of that very expensive nacre over the top. This has no nucleus whatsoever. This, essentially, vast majority of these will come from us inserting something, as our example before, like this into the mollusk, and the mollusk saying, actually, I don't like that, I don't want that there, so it will reject it. And what that means is, as it rejects that irritant that we've placed within it, it will still continue to protect itself by excreting this nacre just as a safety barrier. And that's what this is. That means that every single mil you've got in here of this Keshi pearl is the nacre. It's the pure, it's the creme de la creme, it's the expensive bit of the pearl. You know, 50% of this isn't a piece of shell that we've put in there to irritate it, or, you know, because we do that. I know we always refer to things like, you know, a small piece of sand, and sometimes it is that, but sometimes it can be a piece of shell that we put into the mollusk, and obviously that's not just us, this is the world over. You can put a piece of shell in there. This isn't 50% shell, 50% nacre. This is pure nacre, the creme de la creme. And what that means is, well, a number of things. Number one, it means you've got that luxurious detailing there. You've got that high-end top of kind of the Mother Nature's choices of organic. It also means you get this beautiful texturing that hasn't been imposed upon by the shape of something we've put in there. You've also therefore got something that's Mother Nature's decision. She has decided exactly what she wants these to look like without the input of us telling her exactly the shape we want. This is a very, very special strand, ladies and gentlemen. Your price point today for your massive Keshe pearls is just $24.95. And that is a sensational, sensational deal, because at the end of the day, what we've got in here is something that is so truly high-end. It really, really is. I can see blue. Oh, Dion, you just red rag to a bull. That is Barbara, and you know it well. So she's going to drop the price. Now, one thing I do just want to point out about this is there's no need to on the likes of a Keshe pearl at all, let alone when they're as mammoth as this. Bear in mind for me, these haven't, like my example previously, taken around 6 months at every single one to form, because there is zero nucleus within here. And also, without getting too complex, if these were done from a secondary pearl, that means a pearl that the pearls have already been harvested from, and it continues to live and survive and protect itself. So if these were from a secondary pearl, actually every single one of these pearls in the staging of that mollusk could have been in the making for around about 2 years, every single one of these. That's amazing, isn't it? That is amazing. That truly is something very, very special indeed, and some of these larger ones absolutely could be. I mean, you get so much texture. I think you get almost this kind of, like I said before, it's almost like a rose petal detail, a rose petal look to it, and you get all these beautiful bursts of colours. It's so interesting that you've got the absolute creme de la creme here, I think. And don't get me wrong, I do like a baroque shape, and I do like a perfect round, but at the same time, I am very aware that a proportion of that will be from kind of man's input. And now and again, I love it when Mother Nature just decides what she wants to do and just goes for it. And that's exactly what she's done here. I think they're just magical. I truly do. Liz, what do you think of these, please?
They're one of my very favourite stones to work with.
Yeah.
I really, really love them. And I love their randomness. I love their crunchy texture,
yes,
the way they throw the light. I mean, those are just spectacular in
really
colour. They really
they?
are gorgeous, yes.
They're so special. They give so much movement. For anyone who's never worked with a Keshe before, I think they can seem a little bit daunting because they look so unlike anything else you will have owned. What would your tip be for working with these first time around?
Well, keep simple, but I would also, I think, put a perfect round with it in some way, because it really does show off the randomness of the shapes. And just a really, really simple necklace, it would be lovely.
Yeah.
I do like, if they're really special, I really like to have something on my wrist so I can admire it, not just have other people admire. So, but maybe if you were a little bit more advanced, make the little petals into petals and a flower shape.
I think that's a good
idea. And they would work very well with the sterling silver
the findings that we had earlier.
Yeah.
That would be very special indeed.
Really gorgeous.
I'm going to be bringing you, after the break, something very, very special indeed. I've got this stunning honey-toned opal. Now, I'm about to bring this to you very shortly. It's going to be after the break, and I just want to let you know that if you want to get your hands on this today, you're going to be one of very few people in the world who actually get to own this. Very short supply of this gemstone left. A beautiful high-end honey opal coming at you today after this very short but highly informative break. See you in a minute.
We here at JewelleryMaker love to hear your feedback. So working in conjunction with FIFO, a global ratings and reviews provider, when you purchase a product from JM, you'll receive an email asking you to rate our service and our products. This helps us to bring you excellent customer service and ensure we're bringing you value for money and high quality goods. Have your say with JewelleryMaker FIFO reviews. Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair comb, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
There are 2 easy ways you can purchase from JewelleryMaker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with JewelleryMaker.
It's the start of a brand new shaft here in Muralani, looking of course for tanzanite. This is about a metre wide, about 1.5 metres deep, and it takes about 4 or 5 hours to get this far down with a shovel. Exhausting work, and I'll be quite honest, I haven't dug this one. But again, there's very little tanzanite today towards the surface. Pretty much this whole area, A block, B block, C block and D block, everything near the surface pretty much is gone now, and therefore all of the stones that we're getting for tanzanite is coming from deeper and deeper down in the earth, and of course that means more cost. More cost means that prices are probably only going to go one way.
Really special gemstone I've got here for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you love amber, if you love gemstones with history, folklore, myth and tale, boy oh boy, you're in the right place. This, ladies and gentlemen, is your stunning opal. I know, opal in this colour, naturally, it's astonishing, isn't it? It really is. Do you know what I like about this? It's got a sort of translucency to it. It's not opaque, but it's not kind of your totally clear one. Now, few interesting things about this gemstone. Numero uno. Interesting structure on this. Interesting structure on this. So, normally we'll always talk to you, won't I, about how you imagine all these tiny spheres that kind of meet up. And I always say to you, don't I, imagine like back in the old days at bingo. Hey, I went to bingo the other night, didn't win anything, at all. Anyway, when, you know, the old bingo machines where they did it with all the balls in, and then imagine the balls all settling and you get them in a structure, don't you? So where all the gaps are, you get all the balls. Well, this is slightly different because it has got that translucency to it. So that means that they're not perfectly formed next to each other. It means that some of them are slightly off a kilter. They're not all perfectly ranged. Now what that does is, means the light, when it enters them, it doesn't just ping out in all the different colours. It kind of mixes. And that means that you get this beautiful, it's not quite a opalescence, it's almost a glow, but also it gets impact to colour, so it's not wishy-washy like some of the kind of Ethiopian opals in body colour can be. You get that real interest. Now don't forget, obviously, when I'm talking about all of these, you know, bingo balls, I don't mean actual bingo balls, I'm talking microscopic. You can get, in a grain of sugar, you can get of these tiny microscopic elements about 40,000 of these tiny microscopic elements in around a grain of sugar in this opal. So when I'm talking about these tiny little spheres, I mean tiny, okay? So that's what you've got with the look of this. So it's different to anything we used to have, and it's not completely opaque, it's not completely clear either. But the other thing, which is very special indeed, is, ladies and gentlemen, the location. This is your Tanzanian opal. Now, that isn't something where we get to say often at all. You'll be used to us rolling around words like, you know, your Australian, your Wello, your jelly, your Ethiopian opal. We throw that around all the time because we see them from there a lot. When's the last time you saw a Tanzanian opal? Because I think this is the first time I've ever brought you one. That beautiful location, when you think of the likes of Tanzania, means that you've got these beautiful imagery in mind. It means that you've got that location, you know about the rarity of some of the gemstones within there. You know, when you're thinking of the location itself, you've actually got some of these colours reminiscent to the mining area in the background scheme of things. But also, if you're one of those people like myself who likes to tell a story via creativity, pairing this with the likes of Tanzanite would be a pairing which all of a sudden would have more appeal and more depth. Completely and absolutely natural. Your price point today should be, not today though, it's new. We're bringing it to you for the first time this morning. You ready for this? Your Tanzanian opal for just £24.95. If you've got any amber, I think that'll go really, really nicely with this. Liz is saying on the break that if you bring any of the cashew pearls that we had on earlier, would go really nicely with it as well. Give you a really good texture on there indeed. But what an interesting strand to have. Susan saying, hi Becky and Liz, great show. The opal looks like butterscotch sweets. Yeah,
but with added sunshine, I think.
With added sunshine, yes it does. Susie saying, wow, wow, wow. Just tuned in and needed to say, Liz is looking stunning. Looking forward to the show. You are though, you do look fantastic.
Well, thank you. I feel really, really well.
Oh,
I really do.
We're so glad. We're absolutely over the moon. We were just saying, you know, it's been ages since we've worked together. Really long time.
A long time.
Very long time. It's glad to be back with her. And don't worry, I know you've just tuned in. You have, of course, missed a massive felting demo and a huge polymer demo, but we are going back over to Liz for a really short demonstration in just a minute or two. Okay, we're going really quickly to box 4 in the 9 o'clock hour. Spacers. These are the ones I brought out earlier. Is it 2 different shapes? Got for you some spacers here, which are really nice. Spacers. I actually refer to them as closed jump rings. If you wanted to use them in chainmail, you absolutely could. And they'd give you a real nice look and detail, I think. Really pretty indeed. Spaced out, this is called. I've got for you in your spaced out collection. Am I showing the right thing? This is described as oval. Okay, all right, yeah, I can sort of see that. Sorry, I'd say rectangular, but oval shapes we've got there. And then you've got the rounds as well. Now, I love these rounds because they're almost like, oh, sorry, they're like little rings. For the lady who had the...
Was it Bernadette? Or,
yes,
looking for wedding.
So good memory.
Yeah.
Who's doing the weddings. Look how perfect they would be because they are ring style. They're not your usual jump ring look. Come here, you. Every single one of these says 925. Look, can you see it there? 925 on those rings. And you get it on these oval shapes as well. Beautiful for the likes of your chainmail. Great if you wanted to just make a really, really pretty but high-end kind of loop looks with these ones. Maybe rosary linking actually on either side would be a bit different. 20 of each. Your price point today on these ones. £7.95 for you today to get your hands on those. And I think the kind of look that you get with them, you've got so many different details and textures, you really could go to town with these. What would you do with them, Liz? Love to know.
Do you know, I'm liking those rectangular ones because when you look at them, they look rectangular on the outside, but they're oval on the inside. So if you try to link rectangular on, you know, if it was a totally rectangular shape, it would always, whatever you linked it with would go into the corners. Whereas because it's oval on the inside, it doesn't. It would sit nicely.
Sits lovely.
Yeah, so I think they are special, actually, to be rectangular on the outside and oval in the middle. I think they would be really nice.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea, and just making the most of what you've got there as well.
Yes, but featuring them in links in a chain, so putting chain in between and having those as special little links brightens up a a very simple, straightforward chain beautifully. Makes it really special, I think, when you just add in extra links. Sometimes I just put jump rings in just because I want to break up the length of chain.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Those would be gorgeous.
They're perfect
I
for
really
it.
like those.
Taking them to $6.95, ladies and gentlemen. Sensational price point. Now, we promised we were going to pop on over and do a little bit more of this wonderful demonstration, which is really nice, actually, isn't it, to be able to kind of break it up a bit. So we're going to be showing you, we've already shown you how to do the grouting aspect of this.
Yes.
What are we going to show next?
I'm just going to show you how to do the inlay. Because this is what this technique is, but you grout as well. And this was inspired by another polymer clay artist called Claire Wallace.
Fab.
So I've rolled all my pieces out to 3 on setting 3 on here, and I'm just going to cut a shape in my pearl, just a simple shape using a sharp scalpel. Whoa, I didn't do that very neatly. So let's just pick that out if I can. Take your time at home, and then we'll go to something like this and pop that on there, and then I'm going to use my straight blade without the black on it, and I'm just going to cut the same shape using the pearl bit as my template, if you like. I think I've made that slightly too big. I need to take off the creamy bit, and then I'm going to put this in here. Okay. So this is the inlay part, so that you will see that on the reverse, of course.
Yeah.
So then you add a few more of those in the colours that you've already set up, like we did before with the pale, the medium and the dark colours. And then when you've got them all set up, what you do is you take something like an old credit card, and we're just going to impress lines in. Oh, and I'm just going to actually, first of all, before I do that, nearly made an error. I need to burnish it just to make sure, because sometimes when you cut, you don't make it exactly perfect. So when you put an inlay in there, it isn't absolutely perfect. So
I see.
yeah,
you can see it closing up, actually.
Yeah, that's it. So you don't want to press so hard. I often use my rolling pin, actually, and do that. But you don't want to distort what's under there.
No.
But you do want it to join up, and now you should be able to see that that is...
Yeah, you can see that perfectly.
It's now one neat sheet. Okay, so now you take your credit card, because it's got a nice thick edge to it, and you just press down a reasonable way in. And I'm doing it along the edges of my shapes, and I like it when they cross over, and you don't have to have a long one. And if you've got quite an intricate design, you can cut your credit card up.
Smaller pieces.
Yes, so that you can make little shapes if you want to, which is really nice. So that's what you do. Then when you've got that, of course, you take your shape cutter and you just cut it out. And I always tend to remove that from round the edge first. So then you...
That is so simple, because that design's going to be on both sides now.
Yeah,
so for earrings...
the colour,
of course it is. So for earrings like this, it's perfect,
It's absolutely. In fact, I did that. I did those double-sided because I wanted the weight and the thickness. And of course, you can't put the marks in on both sides.
Of course,
you can only have the colour on both sides. So although this is a whole round, before I baked it, I would cut this in half. So I'd do 2 full circles, and then I'd use my blade and cut it in half before I baked it. And then when they're baked, you can grout it and then make up your earrings. So it's actually a really straightforward but very versatile technique, this backfilling, grouting approach. Have you got something good there, Becky? You've got some cutters. Oh, lovely cutters.
Do you just shake those cutters at me? The rounds, though, perfect for these, aren't they?
Yes. You can make it bigger and use the fat daddy-os, or you can do it more delicately and make those ones. But I find if it's too fiddly, then I don't make it very neat. So make it bigger to begin with, and then when you really got the hang of it, make it smaller.
Scale down if you want to. These ones, 25 pieces of these cutters, your price point today on this big selection. Don't forget you can use them for so many different mediums. £5, £4.95 for that collection there. You can use it for loads of different things. Get yourself a few packs if you do different metal clays, different colours of clays. If you do cookie cutters, Ollie bought them for Christmas gift, cookie cutters. For the likes of cake decorating as well, icing, perfect.
Felting.
£4 at felting, of course.
Need a felting, yep.
And if you've not tried felting before, do watch it back because we had some great demonstrations earlier on. $4.95 for you today. So well done to everyone who did treat yourself to those ones. Thank you for showing us all those demonstrations.
No problem.
They're wonderful, aren't they? And don't forget that if you've just tuned in and you've gone, oh wait, we've had polymer on today and felting, I missed out. We are going to be repeated in the evening, so do keep your eyes open for it. How do you feel about something a little bit special? How about a star buy?
Oh, yes.
We do not have a huge amount of these at all. At all. I'm talking less than 60 chances. We were talking about them before though, actually, lovely Liz, weren't we? These gorgeous green amethysts that you loved. Yeah, well, let's just say we're going to do a star buy deal on these. But it's the last 60.
I didn't know that's what they were.
No, stunning, aren't they? Tell me why these caught your eye so much, please.
Because you see them one way and they look almost perfectly clear, like you're looking into a crystal pool, and then you look the other way and they catch the light and they've got this most fantastic colour to them. And they're so fresh. And I love the shape and I love the cut and I love the fact they're top drilled.
Stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, all those things. They're just beautiful.
Basically everything Liz has just said. These are very, very beautiful indeed. The life inside them is phenomenal. Look at the light just bouncing around in there. The reason you've got that high looking RI, which essentially is the light that comes back to the eye when it's entering the gemstone, is because of the cut. These are a concave cut. Now what that means is the facets, the work on the surface isn't flat, it's concave, so it loops in. Now what that means, well, one of the things it does is it actually keeps the light within that gemstone for longer. I always think of it like a ball in a pinball machine and hitting against all those different surfaces. It is a stunning, stunning gem. I've got 2, 4, how have I got to that and lost count? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14 I've got on this strand for you today, ladies and gents. Your price point for your green amethyst is going to work out very special indeed. Should be slightly shy of £40, but not today. We are going to drop this down in price. So I just want to make everybody aware that that is a sensational deal for what you have here. It truly is. £24.95 is phenomenal. That is something really, really special indeed. £1. Now, these to me, you know, gem quality looking. The workmanship and the craftsmanship on these, excessive. Bear in mind, we go to all that effort and all of that kind of detail to get this look because of the way it reacts with the light. And don't forget, the time that goes into this is epic. You know, a plain round, generally, obviously, but generally from cobbing to stranding, shaping, etc. A pure round takes per gemstone, depending on size and gem, about 8 minutes to do per one, about 8 minutes. These with the concave cut take more like 45 minutes per one, yet still we're able to bring them to you at just £1.78 approximately per one. Now obviously you might have more, you might have less on your strand than I do, but generally it will be around the same. This is a very, very, very special thing. Do not forget, for me, this is not faux, this is not fake, this is the absolute real deal. We're not fooling you with this, we're not confusing you with this by giving you a plastic and giving you a funky name. This is the real deal. And at that price point, ladies and gentlemen, you're getting true craftsmanship. And you're getting something which actually, the quality of which is abundant and obvious. What do you think of that price for these gems, please, Liz?
I think they're gorgeous. I would definitely have them. In fact, I'd be tempted to have two because I just think they're so beautiful. They'd work really well as single gems, just as a simple thing. I mean, I always think of bridesmaids and stuff like that when you want to give a little gift. But when some people don't really like to have big, heavy jewellery, and so they want something delicate. And just to use 1 or 2 of them would be lovely. But I think they're beautiful, stranded like that as well. That says, whoa, I'm really luxe here tonight. You know?
Yes, it does. You're right. It says, look at me.
It does. It really
without
does.
you having to say it.
Exactly. I mean, at that price, to be able to do that, you can get anything ready-made that sort of price that said a fraction of what they say.
It really is, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. I really love them.
I'm just in love with it as well. It is genuinely one of my favourite cuts, the concave cut, and the workmanship that goes into it is just ridiculous. $24.95, not a huge amount of those left. In fact, I'm in my last chance saloon, 30 or less of those ones. Okay, 15. Oh. What am I just making up numbers? These earrings I've got here for you now. And these ones are the shepherd's hooks that I showed you accidentally earlier on. These are the ones with the half bail pendant. Have you got any half drill pearls? You got any half drilled gemstones? Oh, we've been bringing you loads recently, haven't we? Been an abundance of them. If you have got any half drilled pearls or gemstones, then these, ladies and gents, are going to be the finishing touch, because look, your half drilled pearl goes onto there, you glue it in, and you have got your half drilled earring hook sorted. These are in 925. They've got a mammoth amount of them. We very rarely see these. I don't have a huge amount of these ones left. If you want them, just come on in and get yourself on that phone line as quickly as you possibly can. You've got your 925 sterling silver connectors. Your price point today, these are going to fly out the door at £8.95. You get a big amount of these, approximately 10 pills, is it? Yeah, in total. So if you want these at that price point, that is a sensational deal. And I'm sure you all have a lot of half-drilled pearls, don't you? Don't forget, you don't have to use half-drilled on these if you don't want to. You can use a perfect round, because you're not really going to be able to see the bottom anyway of the drill hole. But it's totally up to you. I bet loads of us have half-drilled pearls. We've had loads of them of late, haven't we? So great for you to be able to have them. And I know we've had the pendant bails like this, but maybe you haven't got any of those left. Don't forget, you can take off the shepherd's hook and make your own pendant bail, and that could be a pendant, or even just loop that around and make it look a bit nice and a bit quirky and a bit detailed. And you've got something very, very simple indeed to just make into a pendant, and then you've got a matching pair of earrings. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. About to sell out on those ones, £8.95 for you today. Plenty of you with it in your baskets. Please do check out. It's fastest finger first right now. You don't know if, where to? Everyday essential threading pack I've got for you here. Now, this is, ooh, nylon thread as well. Oh, well, I never. I've got an essential threading packet. We used to have stuff like this in the kits every day, but actually we don't see it so much anymore, which is a bit of a shame really for any of those who love it. I've got here for you a selection of your everyday essentials, the likes of your memory wire, which is in our original colour. You've got the large, the medium and the small, so perfect for bracelets, necklaces, connectors, headband pieces, footwear pieces, toe rings, hand adornments, curtain tie backs if you so wish, anything you can set your mind to really, perfect for. That's just reminding me of when I forgot the word for curtain the other day. What an absolute muppet. I've also got for you here the monofilament, the elastic and the beading thread. Yeah, no, I didn't even say anything. I just went, you know, the things that, you know, they go, oh, they tremble, they sort of hang, oh, muppet. I also have for you here the nylon thread, which comes on this spool. You get a mammoth amount of it. You get around 58 meters worth of this in total. So it's super duper fine, super duper durable. It's lovely for the likes of your beading and pill knotting. Perfect for super duper fine for you there, as I've already said, and the fact that it's got that beautiful white threading to it is wonderful too, because it's going to go with lots of your gems, and it's super duper fine but still durable. Everyday essentials at a not so everyday price. The arrows are in, the price is rolling down for you today. Everything you can see here, £5. Because, right, just think of it this way, for £5, if I got any of this and then maybe that opal or one of the round strands or something that I had earlier on, and I bought that for someone, there you go, that's you started in jewellery making, isn't it?
It is, that's an incredible price. And then the nylon thread,
yes,
I find extremely useful, and it goes through, because it's really sort of quite firm. You can put it through the things like the black spinel with a tiny, tiny hole, which I find very difficult to get a beading needle through.
Yeah.
So that makes it much quicker to sew that on or work with.
So life is made easier with this.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a fantastic price. That pack is an amazing price. It's top and bottom.
That is brilliant, actually. If you think of the amount of pieces of jewellery you could make with this, I mean, it's almost unimaginable, actually. But even if we just think, you know, there's sort of 10 spools here, let's cut this down and even say I wanted to be really extravagant, there's obviously 14 spools on these two separately, but let's just say there's 10 on each. 10, 20, 30 pieces of jewellery already just in that bag, let alone with, you know, 58 metres worth of this thread and all of the extras, monofilament, etc. we've got there. You can make so many pieces of jewellery from this.
You can, and it's also the sort of stuff you need in your kit, because when you create a design, you don't necessarily think, what thread am I going to use immediately. You're looking at your stones and the colours, and you create the design and you're thinking, what am I going to thread this with now?
Yeah,
and if you haven't got a good selection in your stash, then you're stymied, and that might ruin. You have to change your design.
Absolutely.
Because you haven't got the right thread.
You're right, and that's a really good point to make. It's often one of the things that's a late thought, but actually it's kind of most imperative in a way, isn't it?
Yes, it is,
for
exactly.
Design.
Yes.
Well done to you all getting these names about to go off my screen. Good morning to you all. Happy midweek. I hope you're having a really lovely day today. I really, really do. Don't forget, if you wanted to get your hands on the last few of that reduced in price opal, then you have got the opportunity to do so. And also, if you wanted to get your hands on the last few of these stunning cashew pearls, then you could, because the likes of these with that nylon thread, you know, even just if you did the pearl knot, kind of one knot in between each of these, would be beautiful, wouldn't it?
It'd be gorgeous. Really,
and they'd sit really nicely too, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I'm just hoping there's some of that one up by the time I finish, because I really like those.
I'm sure there will be. Working on a custom pendant for a customer, 7-year-old granddaughter, a lovely blue onyx cab. Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it does.
That sounds really nice. So a blue onyx cab, that's going to go great actually with the likes of your agate that I bought, the blue agate, isn't it? Oh, look at you working on a piece. Congratulations to you. I'm glad I hope you're enjoying them, mate. Do you still enjoy making? Because you've been making for many a year now, Liz.
Many, many years. I still love it.
Yeah.
It's, okay, there's periods in your life where your creative mojo disappears.
Of course.
But then when it comes back again, I can't stop making it. It's part of who I am.
Yeah.
And I like just trying lots of different things, and I find the routes that I like to go down.
Yeah.
But I love having a variety of stuff to work with, because it never limits you then.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If you've only got a few little things, there's a limit to what you can do. But having a good stash, then you can go forever.
And are you a mini projects kind of lady? Because I'm trying to get my head around a big project at the moment.
What
I
sort of-
haven't decided. That's the thing. I've got some shelves put up, and there's a gap in them, a bit like the gap in between these shelves.
Yes.
But it's probably about the length of 3 of those gaps. I want something big to put in there.
Yeah.
Do you do big projects, or are you a little projector?
No, I do a mixture. When it comes to my textile work, they can be very big.
Yes.
I made a 6-metre-long necklace for an exhibition, and the centre bead is this size. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So that was, yes, I do big stuff as well.
So you do big, giant jewellery.
Yes, and I
That's
did
fab.
a piece hanging from the ceiling. It hangs in our living room, which is probably about 2.5 metres tall. It hangs from the ceiling in our living room. So yes, I do like big. Sometimes it's the only way to get to express the way you're feeling.
Yeah.
And I like the combination of having an overall view, and then when you get close, you can see all the detail.
See, I love that. Yes, definitely. I want stuff hanging from my ceiling. How cool does that sound? I want one of those houses that people walk into and they're like, I feel like you're in an art gallery. That's what I want. That's amazing. I love that. Hello, Maeve. She's saying, oh, yeah, I just got some silver-coloured memory wire. Thanks very much. No, not a problem at all for you, Maeve. And I hope you have a lot of fun with that indeed. Don't forget, you do get the nylon cord and the essential threading pack. And just to let you know, the beading thread in this collection is that wonderful goldeny bronze colour. Okay, bringing to you some Zari cord. And I love this selection. You know the selection you had in your second kit that was kind of the white colour?
Yeah.
I'm about to bring some more funky, mysticky colours.
That's gorgeous.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And I love...
Oh, and in a blue, that's like interference colour. So you've got a green interference and a purple, violet interference or sort of thing. Is that what it
okay.
is? Yeah.
So yeah. So you're talking about interference colours. I love that. I've never heard that term before. But do you kind of mean where there's more than one colour to be, like a mystic?
Yes.
Like a mystic topaz.
Exactly. When you're talking about paints and things, you often or powders, it's often called interference.
See, I need to be learning stuff like this for my watercolouring course, see. I doubt you can get watercolours like this,
Yes,
to be
you
honest.
can.
Can you?
You can, yeah.
No.
They come usually as a little powdery thing, or a little compact, and you water them down. Yes, you get interference colours that way too. And you can use the things like mica powders to create watercolours, and they, have some of the similar qualities. So.
Somebody bring me my watercolouring pad instantly. I need that Zari rope, Joanne. Now's your opportunity. You can get it. I can't believe that. Interference colours. I'm going to use that. I love those different tones that you get. It's really interesting. It means that when you, say, use these in a Kumihimo, you're going to turn them and they're going to give you a different look and a different appeal at different times of day, at different light sources.
And what you're wearing them with, they tend to pick up the colours that they're around. As well, very much so. So I think they're really special.
Don't be afraid of the colours either. What do you think of that,
that's
everyone?
gorgeous.
Whoa. That's a bit special, isn't it? But it actually shows off the pearlescence even more.
Because basically the pearlescence is like an interference as well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Gosh. Well, we're going to interfere with the price of this double trouble now. £7.95. Now, is it just me, or from my recollection, did the trio collection used to be? I thought it was £9.95 for just the three, but actually today we've got all of it for £7.95. Please bear in mind for me that you've got 125 metres worth on each spool. Yeah, 125 metres on each spool.
There is a huge amount. A huge amount.
£7.95.
That's incredible. That is just, that must be below a trade price.
Surely at that price point, surely. Joanne, that looks stunning with the pearls.
It does.
I think it does. It does, doesn't it? You could make these, because what I would say is this cashew pearl strand is sensational, but I'll be honest with you, I think it's going to look nicer when you get it home and you work with it.
Yes.
Because they're all so squidged on, they're all sat a bit higgledy-piggledy.
And there's an awful lot there, and
There's a lot strewn upon them, aren't they?
Yes, they're very close together.
I love the idea of using these as kind of spacing them out, maybe with a knot, and then maybe with one of those little spinel that you had before, and then a knot, and then one of these. They're going to sit beautifully, and the colour of them is just going to be bouncing with that colour, isn't it?
You could put a load of different colours with them, actually, and I just think of something very spherical or symmetrical to counterbalance the texture, the gorgeousness.
Absolutely. Stunning, isn't it? Okay, everybody, do check out those baskets on this. 30 baskets, I'm being told, for that collection of your Zari threads. $7.95 for you today on those ones. How do you feel about bringing the final, I think, variety that we have? Oops. Oh, this is slightly different, isn't it? This is like the cords we had on earlier on. This is the one that's like thicker, isn't it? So it's twisted. Can I just check how many of these we've got? I mean, how many different cords there is? Yeah. 6. 1, 2. Is it blue? Good. Just checking. Blue. And that one. Do that one. There we go. I wonder who put this one in. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, metallics, and I've got for you here a really beautiful collection of your patterned Zari thread. Now, it has got a look and an appeal that is very similar, actually, to our patterned wire that we've bring in to you of late, I think. Let me just show you that detail. If I hold it out for you, you might be able to see it. Well, I've made that difficult. There you go. Can you see how it's got that beautiful sheen? Can you see it? Really nice, isn't it?
Together really, really well, because the texture on it will grip.
Yeah,
So,
they bite in together.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. They kind of almost hold itself into place.
Yes.
I've not seen this cord previous to today, so we obviously haven't had this for very long, which is absolutely beyond me as to why we would be putting this in a collection and dropping it down in price. But do not you worry, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the type of thing we like to do here at JewelleryMaker. 300 meters worth you're getting across each three, meaning you've got 600 of it, 600 meters of it in total. Beautiful array of colors, all the way from that champagne to the bronze to the blue. Your price point today, £7.95 for you today. That is wonderful.
I can't believe it. It doesn't
Isn't
make
it?
sense.
No,
That really doesn't make sense.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, you couldn't buy that anywhere else at that price.
That's so sensational.
I would think one of those would be that sort of price.
Actually, if you went into a well-known crafting store, it most certainly would be.
Yeah.
Because I bought one that looks so similar to this, I can't even tell you. A much smaller spool though, and that by itself was $5.99. And when I say much smaller, I
know
mean
that's what you mean. Yeah.
tiny, almost like the type you'd put on your sewing machine,
yes,
actually.
yes.
Tiny. So that is a phenomenal price. It truly, truly is to be able to get that massive amount. And like I say, you've got that beautiful pattern detail on there. If I just show you in comparison, you know, because these are very similar colours, but if I show you in comparison to the texture of these to the other ones, then you're going to be able to see there is a big difference in look there. This one's finer as well, finer detail. It's beautiful, isn't it? Really pretty.
How many meters on the big rolls?
300. Approximately 100 metres worth on each.
Oh, wow.
It is, Liz. Yeah, 100 metres worth on each. £7.95 on these, 600ml for them in total. It's a great deal on that for you. Hey Nikki, I received some Zari thread in a kit and the thread is absolutely beautiful. The shimmer on them is amazing, and that's from Nikki. Hi Nikki, lovely to have you aboard with us today. Thank you for getting in touch. It is the shine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really gorgeous. It's really lovely. And I can see loads of different ways of combining those.
Very versatile.
Extremely.
Versatile collection. Okay, what did you say then? Sorry, Dion. Bottom of my screen, there is a strap that says special treat coming up. Stay tuned. Now, that is where Dion writes you little notes at home, ladies and gentlemen, that little strap line there. Special treats coming up. Brand new ones, apparently. Cass has just delivered me treats. Cass, where did you get these from?
A fairy.
A fairy?
It's along with those little needle felting pixies.
Yes, it's all about them today, isn't it? Look at these. Wow. Tanzanite rounds. Don't get to see them often at all, do you? These could only be a style buy. Tanzanite is, of course, one of the rarest gemstones in the world, and I have to say that the rarity of them is becoming considerably more so. And the fact of the matter is that if you want to get your hands on the likes of your AAA quality, then you're going to have to fight for it nowadays. You truly are. Now, if you've just tuned in, let me just fill you in on something we found out literally a few weeks ago. Basically, we get the vast majority of our Tanzanite from Tanzanite Mine D. Obviously, there's lots of different kind of mining areas in that one location, but Tanzanite Mine D is where we've always got the vast majority, pretty much all of our Tanzanite from. Now, Tanzanite Mine D isn't one of the largest ones, it's not one of the biggest company ones, but it is, well, it has previously been a very successful mine. The fact of the matter is that with the mining situation as it is at the moment, that tanzanite mine has been pulling out less of the triple A and the quad A quality tanzanite. And essentially that's the big money maker. That's the big money earner. You know, you pull out a crisp piece of tanzanite, which is vibrant violetish blue, that has no inclusions whatsoever. You've got the top quality there. That's going to bring you in the money. It's just like with anything, if you're going to be getting lower quality, and I'll be straight with you, this obviously isn't a AAA, this isn't a quad A or a AAA at all, is it? If it was, I can tell you what, at this moment in time, you would be paying triple figures easily, in my mind, triple figures for just one or two of these. But essentially what's happening is we're pulling less of that out of the ground, but the mine itself is still spending the same. Still spending the same amount for the amount of miners, still spending the same amount on the machinery and the running costs and the fixing costs of said machinery. So basically, they're spending the same amount of time, effort and money trying to get the gems out of the ground, but they haven't for a very long time got the big money-making quality out of the ground. So essentially, Tanzanite Mine D is now starting to lose money. As soon as that continues for too long of a time, that mine will close down, and it's a simple matter of fact. Word on the grapevine, obviously, we can't say exactly 110% how accurate this is, but word on the grapevine is essentially that if it continues at the rate that it is, well then that mine could quite easily close down in a year, or even it could actually be as short a time as 2 weeks. Now I know that sounds ridiculous, but that happens. When mines close down in the mining world generally, it's one of those things where a mine will close down and then you'll hear about it afterwards that it's closed down. So genuinely get it whilst you have the opportunity to do so. OMG, those tanzanite rounds are out of this world, says Mary. Made a great point there, Mary. Isn't it good that we've got around? Do you think? It's great that you've got around, isn't it? It's perfect that you've got around. We don't get to see those often at all. It's really, really, really not often. And the great thing about that is the round is such a great shape to work with that we maybe don't get to work with as often as we would like, but, that we want to work with, but we don't get to see it in tanzanite as often as we would like, which for me makes this very, very accessible indeed. Star Blue buy for you on your tanzanite, your 7mm. Should be. I'm rolling this down. This is an extra special treat for you today. We've just taken, isn't that £15 off? That is a third off the price point of this. We've just taken the third off the price point of a tanzanite, ladies and gentlemen. We've just taken around 33% of the price of this, one of the rarest gemstones in the world, and it's in your rounds, which we hardly ever see. That is very, very special indeed. Now, I've got people buying 1s and 3s of this. No one's buying 2s. If you want to get your hands on this, you have to come in exceptionally quickly for it, ladies and gentlemen. You really, really do. Honestly, please do. There's people with it in their baskets now. There's loads of you coming through with it on your baskets. I don't think anyone expected that kind of a price crash. Please don't forget for me that other companies in other locations are raising the price of this gemstone, okay? The places in the world quite rightly are. And the fact of the matter is that truly, it is a really, really, really rare gemstone to get your hands on. So to be able to get that price drop is phenomenal, isn't it?
It is. You have to pay for the rarity. If you love tanzanite, then you just got to go for it, I think. It is beautiful, I have to say. From this distance, I love the colours because you've got lots and lots of different blues in there, and to things that look almost on the bluey grey side, they're just beautiful.
I see. I think beautiful is definitely and absolutely right. Sorry, I'm just being told. We're very excited to say hello. Yeah, come on, write it at the bottom as well if you want to. Oh, you won't be able to see it, will you? We're going to give a little bit of a shout out to the immediate craft team. Hello, everybody. Sorry, Dion's giving you a whoop, whoop, whoop. What does that look like, Dion? There it is, look at that. There's Ollie. Where's yours, Kerry? Yay! I love when Kerry does it. Kerry looks like she's in da 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 da, doesn't she? Check it out. And there's Cass. Look, that is how you do it. Thank you very much. That's what we're talking about, Cass. Hello. My gosh, a bargain. I absolutely agree with you. That is a total bargain. Hang on. What do you mean that's our first Dion? That's our first treat? Wait, what? Are you double whammying me? Double whammying on the star buy. Like one wasn't good enough. We're doing a star buy. Wowzers, right? The pure colour of these is absolutely beautiful. Sorry, it's so bright white, and I know this isn't a usual caption that a presenter would go for, but these were so bright white that actually it brought out the Golden Retriever dog hair on my neckline. I noticed it for the whole of this show. These are so pure in their colour, aren't they?
Stunning.
I absolutely adore them.
And they lie so beautifully.
Don't they?
Yeah.
That's the thing. They actually make me sit up taller. They actually kind of, because they sit so beautifully, they do give a dynamic look, don't they?
And because they're round and squished, if you sort of so discs, they have much more impact than actual round pearls, don't they?
Yes,
they really do. They look $1 million.
They do, don't they?
They're gorgeous, yes.
What is great about having a really unusual size, kind of size and shape, let's say, added to your collection, Liz?
Because they become the feature pieces, don't they? And you can then use all your other pieces to enhance them. They are just stunning.
Yeah.
I mean, they are, well, I would like them.
They are
along with
special,
cashew pearls as well.
I know.
They're really
Talk
good.
about stunners.
And the colours, you say they're brilliant white. Well, from over here, you're getting sort of shimmers of green and pink and greys and pale blues from here. They're just gorgeous.
They're stunning, aren't they? I love that you get that pearlescence. Now, it's something that's relatively difficult for you to see at home. Now, one of the reasons it is difficult is the lighting in here. The light source in here is obviously, it's not a real environment. Look at them all, look at them all. There's loads of them. And why do I always do that? I accidentally sort of momentarily
don't look
blind myself. Don't look directly at the light, I'm like a moth. You get, in each of these lights, there's 4 strip lights inside each light, and then each of those strip lights is actually a double light. So actually in every single one of those lights there's 8 lights. Now that is obviously completely faux light, and it's mainly to light up the set and I guess designers, etc. And it can be quite detrimental to the pearlescence when you're looking through your TV screen. But actually, even with that being the case, you can still see loads of different colours, can't you? That goes to show the absolute quality of this beautiful natural coloured pearl. Pinks and golds and teals under the surface of this. If you're not entirely sure what that is, that's what we call pearlescence, the mixture of colours. Don't forget, 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions, no quibbles, no questionnaires. It's really, really simple. If you do want to return these in 30 days, you've got the chance. But I would definitely say get them home. I'm sure you won't be sending them back. Get them home to really appreciate that pearlescence. But the pearlescence is essentially to do with the scattering of the orient. So let me break this down for you. So, what is the orient? The orient essentially is the surface of a pearl. It's made up with nacre, which is a natural organic and natural material made by a mollusk. So you get the top surface of that, which is referred to as an orient. Now the orient of it is very, very unusual indeed. And basically what it naturally does is it diffracts light. So when you get white light, obviously we all know you'll get a number of different colours within that white light. The light within the rainbow, the red, the orange, etc., etc. Actually, you get even more lights in white light. You get things that you can't see, such as the ultraviolet light is present in white light and you know, other colours as well. So basically what happens is, as the white light hits the surface of this, because of that orient, it's dispersed, it's diffracted into all of these different elements and rainbow colours. And that means you get this stunning, almost dancing, this kind of murmuration of colour and light over the surface, which almost melts into each other. It's just just so beautiful, and it's naturally occurring. Now the thing is, you'll get that kind of orient on all pearls, so why am I harping on about it now? Well, because this has got such a great orient, because this has not had intense irradiation or intense bleaching, which can actually make a white pearl sometimes look more jewel toned as opposed to the rainbow you're getting here. So what you've got is you've got that stunning, I mean, you have got reddy pink tones and teal tones and golden tones, and actually elements of blue within there as well, which are so mystical and exciting to look at. They really are a true treat, and that is basically because we're getting something really rare here in the shape, the size and the natural nature of these. Treat yourself to them whilst you can. Your price point today on this brand new strand, £12.95 for you today.
Scrape me off the floor. They're really gorgeous. I mean, if you were sort of bride who wants something bolder but still loves pearls, they really, really fit the bill.
Yeah.
And also, do you know, against a darker skin, they were just fantastic.
They're just going to pop.
Yes, really, really gorgeous.
They are sensational. And do you know what? Quite a few people are gorgeous. Bernadette, who's the lady sorting out the wedding, says another addition for my wedding stash. Just
Absolutely.
beautiful.
So I think so.
They are perfect for
They'd
that.
make just single ones would make beautiful earrings. You could have that with a little drop of a pearl beneath it.
They really would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, really.
Imagine a really dainty tree of life on the top of one of these.
Oh wow!
What do you think? It'd almost be like a moon.
Yes, it would. That's absolutely right, because they are. They're big, and you could easily make them look like a little planet or the sun. But I think moons are perfect.
Yeah, like that.
It just fits with them. They are really gorgeous.
They are spectacular, aren't they? Tracy's saying, yummy, going with my Kansai lush. Than you. Than you too. Presuming, thank you.
Have you ever had those before, that sort of shape?
I don't recall
I've never
a
seen
time
that.
I've seen anything. Well, I've not seen this strand before, 100%.
No.
I'm sure of it. It's special, isn't it? And
Really
look how
special.
great it'll go with the lights of your tanzanite.
With almost anything that you choose.
Yeah,
And again, I think something perhaps regular in between, little spacer beads or just small ones, just perfect regular. That would be gorgeous.
something perfectly regular in between
Yes.
each would be great. Dion wants to see them.
Yes,
with
I think they'd be
cashews.
gorgeous.
Ooh.
I think they're lovely.
That'd make a big statement, wouldn't
It
it?
would.
These are at the bottom of your screen, just to let you know. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get your hands on these white freshwater pearls, you've got to be ASAP, as we say, as soon as possible. Doesn't make sense. AQAP, as quick as possible, because we do have a decent quantity, but not nearly as many as we would hope to be able to bring you, to be honest. So do get your hands on these ones whilst you can. Very unique, very individualised indeed. Saying she's licking them as well. I previously bought these pearl coins, planning on making a gorgeous statement ring with one of them.
Yeah, they were.
Mine, all mine. I love that. Apparently these ones are totally new, so you must have something very similar to them. And I love the idea of a ring with these.
I think it's a really good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, poor Paul.
It would have to be a special ring, because they I think with pearls, they're probably better as earrings and necklaces, just because they're a little bit more fragile than a stone. They could get scratched a little bit more easily. But if for a ring that you only wear when you're going out and feeling quite posh and special, then I think that would be lovely.
Absolutely. Yeah. But you know what? If I'm totally honest, and I know I shouldn't really say this because it is a pearl, but I mean, at that price point,
I know, that's true.
Even if you just did a little bit of elastic through it, and say you only got a week's worth of wear out of it before it started getting loads of nicks in it. I mean, look at how many you're getting.
Yeah, they're just gorgeous.
They're stunning, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hi, Becky. I wasn't going to buy today, but couldn't resist these pearls. So decided to add the yellow opal as well. Hey ho, but not bankrupt yet. Well, congratulations, Dee. It's the little things, isn't it? Yeah, I like a lot. I really like that colouring together, actually.
It does work because of the pearlescence of the pearl. It picks up the colours that are around it, the interference factor.
Does.
It does, yeah.
Interference factor. Gotta remember that. Hey Sharon, hi Becky. I'm gonna make my mum a special necklace for her and my dad's 50th wedding anniversary. Going to add amethyst and 9-carat gold.
Oh, that would be gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, that is such a good idea. Sharon, you're gonna have big time bonus points. You're gonna have big time brownie points on that sort of thing. You really, really are. That's amazing idea. If you are not an only child, Sharon, you are going to be getting the sibling points there, ladies. You really are.
According to Chris Evans, though, brownie points run out really quickly.
Really?
Yeah, you've got to use them up very, very quickly.
Yeah. Get them in, get them on, get them gone.
Yeah.
What did you say, Dion? I'm going to bring in the tote bag really, really, really quickly to get all of the deals that you've already had in today.
Oh, that is such a useful bag.
Really is, isn't it? Tell us why.
Oh, well, I use it all the time. I like the fact that it's got a shoulder strap. I like the fact that it stays open all the time,
That
so
is
it
a good
doesn't
point.
collapse in on itself.
No.
It's got super-sized pockets and things to attach with, but the centre area is really, really useful. So for when you go to classes and all sorts, you can fit so much in there.
You really
and you can
can't
stand
you?
things upright in the middle. I
Yeah.
like that.
There's loads you can get in here.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's absolutely, these are huge, aren't they? Hang on. Look, stacked 3 up on top, and that's not even taken up a section.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it? It's a beautiful, sturdy bag. It's got the very strong handle, the ascendable strap, and it's just £17.95 for you today. To get your hands on it, it's really useful indeed. Great for your craft fairs, etc. £17.95. Now, Liz, are you off now? Are you with me for the final?
No, I'm off.
You're
I'm off.
off.
I'm back in towards the end of February.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you so much for joining us
Oh,
today.
it's a real pleasure. And if anybody's got questions, they can contact me on Facebook and I'll try and answer them. But give me a chance to get home first.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you do have any questions, just to remind us what that Facebook page is, please.
Well, it's Liz Welch, guest designer, JM guest designer. That's the easiest thing. You can
So
find
do
me
have a
there.
little look on Facebook. You should be able to find it on the JewelleryMaker Facebook page as well. I have this bag. I love it. Brilliant quality.
It is really
I keep
good.
my fireworks.
Because it's so
it comes
strong,
with
it would take all the wire.
Wouldn't it? Takes a
Very
lot.
steady. It's half the price I would expect. Another bag.
Quality bag like that. Thank you so much today. We've had an absolute blast. Can you remember the exact date or not yet?
No.
End
Sorry.
of Feb
Yes, it was the
time.
end of February.
We'll
I
keep
can't
our
remember,
eyes
sorry.
peeled. And do feel free to get in touch with the lovely Liz on Facebook. It's Liz Welch. Welch, sorry, W-E. So you'll be able to find her really, really simply on Facebook. Thank you again, as
Pleasure.
always. Stay tuned, everyone, because I'll be back after this short break for more deals. See you then.